Hello, everybody, and welcome to the very first event of the Black Veil. I am Chief, and I am joined by my lovely co-caster Lemon today. But before I pass it over to him, I'm going to walk you through what we have for you in store tonight. It is a best of 5 red versus blue, and it is going to be action-packed. Our first set is Blight on ARP. We will be following that up with Executioner on Gas Heaven, Oni on CT1, and then Mastermind and Nurse on Dead Dog and Suffocation Pit 2, respectively, to round us out. Our teams, red team, who are currently playing a killer, is White Dragon, Peps, Xylek, Bravo, and Gibbsy. And then following that on the blue team, we have a Light Enlightened, Sacred, Monk, Merit, or Milan, and Green Dean, and Mizell. Lemon, we are finally into this Blight match. We are on the top side of the map already in our Corrupt Gens looking for a survivor. How do we think this is gonna go?
Look, I'm really excited to see this. I don't know if the team's been practicing, but I do know that the random players is going to be really interesting to watch. I'm excited to see how they'll perform. As you can see, we have Minzel in the big chase. This is bottom side. I believe it's mid 6. Not gonna lie, putting on pretty good performance so far. Unfortunate White Dragon getting slightly unlucky with the flick there. Honestly, that's going to extend the chase quite a bit.
It definitely will extend the chase. Being able to play around this jungle gym top mid has bought us so much extra time. We could pass anywhere on the map. We have so many resources around us in the mid map, but unfortunately for Mizell, that will be the end of our chase as we're unable to get the crouch onto White Dragon. A first hook pretty early into the game. We can see that Enlightened and Merit have not gotten too much progress on their gen so far, and I think we're a bit lost in where we want to take this hook. I don't know if you spotted out, Lemon, but our gens are pretty bottom side, so we're definitely going to be wanting to play for these overall, especially with look how tight these gens are mid 5, and then we also have that 7 gen there and also Shaq. I mean, that's beautiful for our killer player with this bot mid gen. Hook right on top of it as well. I mean, you really couldn't ask for much more in terms of the start, and I think White Dragon knows that. It's why he's deciding to play this bit more territorial. He knows these gens are really important to him. He's going to protect them at all costs, and look at that. We're trying to get active right now that we spotted another survivor out.
Yeah, look, honestly, a bit of a slow start for ourselves. Like, really not rotating as fast as I would have liked. But honestly, with the killer looking around mid, looking for a stealth, I think they've brought it back a little bit. I can't tell if one of our players is not on a gen. I can't. There might be stealth for Delhi, or maybe the UI is broken. I'm not quite too sure. Oh wow, bro is on the hook.
Bro
Wait,
is stealth. We have been found out though, Lem. So we're
a
gonna
little
get
bit
the
of an
trade.
early trade though. I have to be honest.
Yeah, this is a little worrying, especially if we decide to commit our tunnelet off that. We can obviously hit the BT, but I think we're going to try and takes it down onto Monk. We're not able to connect it. A lovely little crouch there will give him all the way access to the top side. 4 rushes used as well, meaning that we do not have them to be able to catch back up to our tunnelet. He's managed to make it all the way to back 12, but with not a lot of resources to work around on this side of main, we might not be able to last too much longer. Unfortunately, the rushes there aren't able to connect. We have these cars to hold distance around. We can play to that Sin car if we choose to. We also have the window in main, but I think with these rushes, if we aren't careful, we're going to be down on the ground. But White Dragon might have just done enough. He wasn't able to hit the flick Lem, but he did do enough to block that window, and that will be his second hook. Maybe, depending on Enlightened's gen, at 4 or 3 gens. We'll just have to see what he decides to do right on after, won't we?
I mean, yeah, honestly, White Dragon's in a pretty good position at the moment. Dead on hook at 3 generators. It's a good position. Oh, and the survivor's on the hook on the hill as well. I don't know how I'd be feeling right now. Unfortunately, getting the flare from Monk, not able to secure that down, does mean that Unbreakable is still in play and that Monk was able to reset in the background with his medkit. We do see 11 gen popping, and we're going to see a gen popping soon with Milan's gen. Not quite sure where it is, but Survivors are in a good spot, I have to be honest, especially for ARP. That we're in a good position.
100%, although obviously this mid-gen is still pretty pesky. We see that Monk has managed to rotate to that gen at 1 as well, which is exactly what you need. If you guys aren't too aware, ARP plays out very, very strangely because although it was a 4-gen bottom, you had the gen bottom mid, it's still very easy to convert that into a 3 to 4 gen hold top side. Unfortunately for White Dragon there, we did just see his pop run out as he went for the kick, and that is that gen at 7 popping in the background as well. So now only we have the top gens to play for, and if Mizell is to die on hook, playing around these tight gens topside in a 3v1 could prove to be very, very difficult. Now Lemon, I'm not too sure if you're aware as we see Monk coming in for the trade, but ARP is a household classic for the OCE region. We used to see it back in the day years ago, and the results were never pretty for our survivors. The average was about a 4K2 to a 4K1. We're on track for that right now if this tunnel out is secured and we're able to interrupt the gens. We've managed to do that exactly. Milan's gen bottom mid has been interrupted, but we're not going to commit onto him. We want this tunnel out as dead as possible, but with that extra tag and the rushes used, we've managed to give him access to Shack. So if he's going to last, things could get a bit dangerous. Now, that is mighty unfortunate. We've decided to greed the pallet, Lemon. We've not been able to vault the window in time. The rushes have connected. So that is our tunnel out dead at 2. Enlighten's gen, as we can see in the background, is very high progress. That will probably pop before we're able to make it back to the top side and interrupt it. We also know that gen mid is very high progress, although I don't think our injured survivors would be working it because of how precarious that position is to be in. So, Lem, I think we're still in a very, very good spot on the side of the survivors right now. White Dragon needs to find somebody out very, very quickly now and catch out this reset and get the down ASAP.
Now, I do have to admit that although the survivor's position is looking really good, the 3 gen looks a bit precarious. It's 2 gens bottom, 1 gen towards... Oh, top, sorry. 2 gens top, 1 gen towards kind of mid, top, mid. I think the killer could hold this. The killer does have eruption, pop, and maybe with this heal, might be able to find the reset and cut the rotates off. And 1 hook in this top may just spell the end of our survivors.
It really could, especially being able to hook on that hill with the gen right there. It could be really problematic. The only saving grace I will say that our survivors do have is the amount of resources they do still have topside. Our chases were relatively mid and bottom. We've seen some scratch marks, by the way, heading towards bottom. I would assume this is either one of Milan or Enlightened since they are healthy working that mid gen. But White Dragon's still not able to find them out. It is Enlightened. He's going to be able to make it to the pallet in this RNL tile, greeting it for as long as possible. Going to use it to his advantage. Beautiful greed there to avoid that hit. We make the window off of that as well. So Enlightened does enough to avoid a tag, and because of that, I think White Dragon might be debating whether he wants to stick this chase or leave it. Yeah, we see the TR dissipating as he heads back to topside. The reset onto Monk has also come in. Our survivors have basically stalled the game out enough to be able to give themselves all the stuff they need. Unfortunately, White Dragon isn't able to get that rush, but we have spotted Monk and his gen. This is probably the only gen we have a lot of progress on. That bot mid gen we did see was low progress. That stun as well buys us the extra couple seconds. I would hope Enlightened, yes, back on that gen right now. Monk will not be committed. We're going to cake our eruption. We don't really know what we have to do on the side of White Dragon. The position is slowly slipping from us, although I think Monk is the ideal chase for us at this point. White Dragon seems to agree with that, Lemon. It really does need to come shortly, though. If this down is not to come in the next 20 to 30 seconds, if Milan is to go and double, that gen might just pop for this chase.
Yeah, honestly, we can see that the UI is a bit bugged. Milan could be doubling with Enlightened right now, and that gen is flying. Like, it's fully flying. We could be seeing some fast track or the double gen. It's going to pop for the chase.
It's 100% going to pop for the chase. Milan has gone to double that gen. We did see that was a beautiful 50 win, vaulting at the perfect time. Another very well-timed vault. We're not swinging for it this time. We know all too well that Monk knows his check spots beautifully on this pallet. But with this broken now, we don't have a lot to play around. Monk's going to try his hardest to make it to this pallet gym too. He does just enough. We're going to be able to get the stun as well. We dump tech our killer. Oh my word. Lots of the sorts there. That's a beautiful display there. We win another 50 after that as well. Monk is going to last with that pallet being broken. Can make it back to main. Although with not a lot of resources other than that main window, we might be on the ground. Although Lemon, this is
going on the TikTok. Oh my god,
this is going on the TikTok, and it's Delhi. Look, we're playing for the beam. We're
Oh
gonna get
my
the beam
God.
as well. No, you can't be doing that. We get the chain blind. The gate is 10. We're out. We just need to make sure he isn't able to rush past our survivors. We have a lot of trees and resources in the way. Milan does just enough to take that hit. Monk is being body blocked by his own friend Enlightened there. We're going to play Protect the President for as long as we can, Lemon, but White Dragon's going to do enough to stall us out. He will get rushes back eventually. We're going to be able to rush right past Enlightened here. If Monk isn't careful, we double bump. That might just have done it for us. That unfortunate little bug has bought us enough distance to be able to get away from our body blocking survivors and get that down. Although, as we forced out Enlightened, our concern is this is Delhi unbreak, right? So if we don't pick Monk too quickly, he will be back on the... He'll be back in the trial. Milan, once again, buying enough time. We're trying to not get forced out. He's picking Milan. Wait! Milan isn't out. Oh no! Lemon!
Wait a minute. Now, we do have to keep in mind, Monk does have Unbreakable. He might be able to make something happen. It appears we're just taking our 6 stages. I mean, really well played by our survivors. Amazing result.
100%. That's an incredible result, especially for ARP. Like I said, historically, this map has proven to be consistent 4Ks, although the difference between then and now, I will want to point out, is the lack of a certain brutal strength perk. No comment on that being available previously. But regardless, a 6-stage result from our survivors is always good. Getting out against the Blight, no matter what map you're on, no matter the balancing, especially when you have more than one survivor getting out who are fresh, incredible. It sets your killer player up for gold. As we do head into the reverse fixture, I'm sure the killer player for the blue team is going to feel mighty confident being able to achieve 7 stages, because all he really needs to do, Lemon, is kind of get a tunnel out and just take chases and play freshes after that, right? Which, as we saw White Dragon, getting that tunnel out isn't going to prove to be all that difficult, right? You can get it very early. We saw the tunnel out come in at 1 generator, and it could have come in a lot earlier. So, if we're able to get that sort of momentum match where we get a tunnel out near that 2-1 generator mark, we don't have a lot of progress anywhere else. If we're just able to play for freshes after that, ping pong back and forth from gen to chase, even just getting injuries if we're not able to get downs, we will eventually be able to snowball to hopefully the 7 stages we need for a win.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, 6-2 is an absolutely beautiful result to, for your survivor players to set your killer up for the perfect gameplay. And look, I'm excited to see what happens. We have Mazel on the killer, and look, I heard they were pretty good. So someone told me, I can't remember who it was, but they told me they're a good blight, and I'm excited to see.
Well, that is going to set us up for a beautiful reverse fixture. As we do get this lobby set up, we do have our killer in. We will be getting our survivors in very, very shortly. So as we do that, we will take a very brief intermission. Please stay with us as we do get this lobby set up. We will be back very shortly. And welcome on back, everybody. We are loading into the second half of our Blight set. On ARP, it is going to be Mizel on the killer, our survivor side of Xylic, Bravo, White Dragon, and I believe it was Gibbsy to round out that roster. Lemon. It was indeed. This is going to be another very interesting match. We're just going to have to see how it will pan out. Like I said before we went to that intermission, it will be 7 stages for the win. And if we are able to get a quick and early tunnel out, I dare say it is quite doable. Our gens are very bottom side, although our totem, as you've just spotted, Lem, and I'm sure our audience has as well, is all the way top side. So for what we want to be protecting and holding for a majority of the game, it's not the best, but we've already ventured to the top side. We're looking for our first survival. We're holding the cross very loosely, which I want to point out as well. We may be able to cross right past our killer underneath his nose if we aren't too careful, Lem. And I think we've done just that. Look, Gibbsy is already on a gen. Our Delhi player is stealthing all the way topside. No one's been found just yet. This is a very domineering start for our survivors. This is exactly how you need to be playing out a Blight set, Lem.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just want to point out the big Vigo's general add-on for our killer player, trying to go for the stealth while rushing add-on. It could be interesting, honestly. Like, we might see something come of it. As we take our first tag onto Xylic around 7. It's a good start, honestly. I mean, letting the survivors cross was a little bit unfortunate, but finding our survivor deep within the gens, really good. Really well played by Mazel.
100%, and this might just be a down as we're unable to make it back around the short side of this filler, although we are on pallet. Is somebody nearby? I don't think so. Everyone is on a gen. That's honestly probably for the best. If we did have someone playing for a pallet save edge 7, I would be a little bit concerned about the intents of the survivors, considering... Yeah, I don't think that's really the play. You need the gen progress if you want to be able to take this set. Despite the fact the win con is low stages, you can't really afford to be giving up that much gen progress early in a Blight set for saving stages early on, I have to admit. Although, look at this, Gibbsy is playing so aggressive on this gen. If he is to give another stage, or even just a tag right now, things will get mega problematic. But he will be able to get this stun onto the killer as well. The unhook will come out in the background. I'm sure that was Delhi being set up. And Mizel might be abandoning his tunnel out, Lem. Look, he's just committing onto Gibbsy in these top gens. Gibbsy's playing around this short side window on this RNL beautifully. He has a connecting pallet edge map as well. He does enough to flare the killer on it to be able to make it back to top side. We have bus 10. The pallet will be dropped in our face once more. Gens are whirring in the background. Gibbsy has given us some momentum we kind of lost for Xylic's chase right on back. We've been able to make it all the way topside. We're bringing into main. Things could get a little bit scary from here. 2 gens will pop for this chase if we're not leaving it right now. And I dare say Gibbsy's going to be able to last, having not taken a health state already, for quite a bit longer. If we see a 3rd gen pop before Gibbsy gets downed, especially as our DS survivor. I mean, I think that could spell the end of the game already, Lem. I don't want to be too hasty, but it really, really could.
Yeah, look, I'm a little bit worried. Our killer opting to chase someone else other than Zylik. Look, it makes sense. Like, playing for the win con is all well and good, but overcommitting to this chase is a bit scary. And we saw the Gibbsy had blocked the main window, and the killer made the unfortunate mistake of vaulting after him. Just a few too many mistakes coming out in this chase. I think our killer should opt to leave sometime soon before our survivors really catch their footing. Because look, the win con is really low. The killer can afford to, mess around a little bit. But yeah, as we can see, we're leaving the chase now, going all the way up to bottom, trying to find our survivors working generators. We saw a ruin getting popped in the background, some progress on 7 gen. Will we find this stealth?
We do really need to locate this stealth. It would be a turning point for our killer player. The only problem I have now is that we've kind of ventured all the way bottom side. We lost our ruin top because we didn't try to protect it as we left the chase, and all our gens are top side. We've given our survivors that are rotated up here so much time to get on these gens and build up extra pressure on them. The gens that we need to now be holding, because we've lost our 4-gen bottom, Lemon. We had 4 gens to protect early on. We gave them up to be able to play the top side on that chase onto Gibbsy, and now we have only a 3-gen. We have no ruin, but that does give us access to pop and eruption. So damned if you do, damned if you don't on the side of our survivors. That is a egregious tag to get through that window, but it is exactly what you need if you are Mazel at this point. Being able to get this tag on the White Dragon, potentially another down in our gens, would be good. But speaking of in our gens, the gen at 10 did just pop, so we are 2-2 split. This is going to prove even more difficult to hold now that we've lost that gen, Lemon. I'm getting really, really worried. One stage on the board, we have Gibbsy here with our injured survivor of White Dragon to be able to protect the president. Gibbsy has taken a tag himself, and we are going to switch back onto him. I'm not too sure Mizel's going to be feeling all too good about this chase now, considering he has just done him in, and he's done it again on this pallet, giving himself access to Shaq. Mizel already second-guessing this decision with we see the 4th generator of the trial pop. Gibbsy is able to make it back to Shaq Pallet, but we spotted out somebody, Edge 7. This is our injured survivor of White Dragon. We're not going to be able to connect onto the flick. We give him access to Shaq as well now. Oh my word. Lemon, at this point, I don't really know what we can do. Bravo's gen is 50% to injured survivors, but unless we get them down both right now and able to slug, I mean, is the game already said and done?
Look, I'm a bit worried, I have to be honest. Gibbsy's just playing out of his mind, playing Protect the President with White Dragon, really just understanding that his chase is playing really well today. Even that generator in Shaq, Gibbsy was sitting that gen. Like, that's crazy. Now, I do want to point out that we actually got a tag on White Dragon at top because of Vigo's journal. He was not able to rotate off the gen when the killer rushed on top of him. So, like, W add-on, maybe this guy's the meta setter. But we've located Lil Bravo here, and unfortunately, a full, like, camp out kill is still not enough to secure a tie or a win. We will unfortunately need to hook Bravo and find somebody else and camp them out to death.
Yeah, we would, but the problem with that is, as well, is Bravo is not even injured, and we're topside on ARP. We have access to all of the tiles. This is our 4th rush coming out, and Bravo's done enough to avoid all of them so far. With that, he's able to take so much distance to bottom. The gate at 5 is most likely open, considering we're beelining right towards it. We can take a tag now and just be out that door. I'm sure Gibbsy and White Dragon are already there as well. They're being reset in the gate. Yeah, I mean, that's just 2 stages, and that's got to feel mighty unfortunate. But dare I say, well played to Mizel. Obviously it is hard to step up in a situation like this. He tried his best. We saw some unconventional add-ons, like you said. We talked about Vigo's journal, and I do think it got a little bit of value in this game, but I think the comfort of having double speed might have cost us a little bit. We lost access to that one add-on, and it did mean we kind of got a bit less value out of our flicks and our rushes. We were a bit slower traversing, especially on ARP where the map is so big and you need to get around so quickly to protect your gens. I think it might have cost us a little bit more than we could have afforded. But all in all, good effort all together. And that is our first set to our red team. So we are 1-0 heading in to our next match, which, Lemon, I'm sure you've seen. And for all of our viewers, it is going to be a bit of an unconventional one yet again. It's going to be Executioner on Gas Heaven. So I'm excited to see this one. This is not a set we tend to play in competitive Dead by Daylight, especially in our region. Actually, scrap that. anywhere in the world. This is just a very unconventional set. We've seen it a few times in OSL and other tournaments around the OCE region, but outside of that, I actually haven't seen it played basically anywhere, Lemon. So, do you have any expectations for an executioner set?
Um, no. But I will say that I'm excited to watch it. I think Execution is an interesting killer. I think there's a bit of a lot of chase, a lot of fun 50s. And I'm just hoping that it's an enjoyable match for both us and our audience. And look, I'm kind of rooting for the red team at the moment because they just played so well that game. I want to see it again. The performance was immaculate from our serves. I'm so excited.
100%. I mean, I personally am also rooting for the blue team. So we're kind of head and head at the time, Lemon. So that's going to be a bit
Oh,
exciting as we get into it. I think the performance we saw from our blue team survivors was also nothing to scoff at. They did put in a mighty good shift all in all. And so did both of our killer players, all things considered as well. I feel like it's worth mentioning once again. But I think, honestly, the teams are going to be pretty well matched. And it's going to come down to the wire, hopefully. Hopefully, I would love to see all 5 sets played out. That would be a joy, especially as we start to head into the more conventional sets after Executioner. We have Oni and Mastermind and Nurse to follow it up. So, getting to see all of those would be lovely. But before we get there, obviously, we have Executioner in the way. And on Gas Heaven, which is a very big map, it's going to be really hard. Our macro decisions are going to be very, very important, Lemon. This is where your decision to commit a chase or leave a chase, protect your gens, where you position on the map, what you want to give up, what you need to protect, will be crucial because you can't do everything. Executioner weirdly is a killer known for its strength in chase. I do say, sorry, I did previously say that I hadn't seen it around anywhere outside of OCE, but I have seen it in a few EU games. And I do remember it was on what is the crashed airship map on Thompson, not Thompson House, on that realm, Lemon.
oh, the Nostromo. Oh, Toba.
Yep.
Which
Nope.
one?
Not
Oh, Nostromo.
farm. The
What?
farm, Lemon,
Oh, the
with
crashed ship on the farm. Do you mean the
airship.
silo?
No.
The
Silo,
farm.
maybe.
The
Um,
silo. The silo. Yeah.
Torment Creek.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
Torment Creek.
The airship. I don't know
Y-
about all that, to be
What
honest.
what is that? What is
It's a
made?
silo. It's a
It's a silo? It's
silo.
not like an airship hull that's crashed in a
Okay, to be
farm.
completely honest with you, like when I first played Dead by Daylight, way back when, that's actually what I thought. I thought it was like some crushed building inside
Because
of an
that's what it
airplane.
looks like.
It does look like that.
Like, it
I
kinda
will
like,
admit, it's a
you
fat
gotta yeah,
silo.
exactly. Okay, but, like, I've seen okay, point being is that I've seen Executioner on Torment Creek, and it's out, it's stages, right? I won't sugarcoat it, right? The killer has a really hard time on big maps getting around, but you get two tapped. Like you really do. Your chase potential isn't that good on
Hmm.
pallets, so you need to kind of be careful. And I feel like gas could be a similar thing. Obviously, you have your strong resources like Shack and Main and all that to play around, hold your distance. You have the strong pallets in there, whatever. But as soon as you get to your fillers, you're playing 50s, and a lot of them aren't even 50s. You kind of can force a guaranteed hit if you know what you're doing on Executioner a lot of the time. So it could be really interesting. We might see some shorter chases than we are expecting. And this is where I think, now hear me out. The set is pretty similar to Spirit. What you need to prioritize is not the length of your chase and your skills in your 50s and whatever, it's your death spot. You needed to last for your first tag, take a good tag, and make death spot. Just send it there, right? And
I
then
think so.
that's how you kind of win this set.
I don't know. I don't think that's true. I feel like the killer should be having some good chase holding. I mean, if you're tapped against the executioner, you're gonna get tapped because their ability to hold hook is really good. Like it's kind of like Dracula at Hellfire in that sense that you can kind of just like boom boom. And as we can see, we have Green Dean on the killer. We're chasing at Crane. I didn't see what survivor that was, unfortunately. It's Bravo. Bravo first chase. Exciting stuff.
Definitely exciting stuff. And also, speaking of exciting, look at this build, Lemon. We have Pain Res Pop and
No Ed.
a funny little perk there. No Ed.
The big no Ed.
The big no Ed. I think Green Dean is kind of conceding the fact that you're going to pop these gens, like I was saying. The map's very big. You're not very quick. You're going to kind of have to give up a lot of gens to be able to get your downs. And like I said, once you make it to these stronger resources, you can just last. But outside of that is where things will prove to be a bit difficult. Green Dean, I'm not too sure what happened there, decided to stand still, but we're going to take our chase to this pallet here, edge 6. We're going to have to try and win some 50s around it, but Green Dean's going to pull up power and hold. We're going to take our distance to the next pallet. Bravo is able to win that standoff just there, dodging out of the way. Green Dean prevents being stunned, and we get tagged a lovely little flick onto Bravo for our first down. He's also stepped into our trail of torment, but with that tag, we make it to Shaq, and I dare say we're going to drop the pallet and play towards 7 edge, take our good death spot like I talked about previously. I'm not too sure if we've even broken Shaq pallet. I'm not too sure where Green Dean is, but look at this as well. We have White Dragon here. We might be trying to play Protect the President with Bravo. I'm not too sure how this is going to work out against a killer like Executioner, but it is interesting to see what our survivors are cooking here. We're in a locker. Hello. Bravo. Bravo, what have we done here then? So what was that for? Why have we done that?
I think Bravo thought the killer was going to go on the outside, maybe, and he would get the stealth off.
No, he has quick and quiet poised. I think he mistimed that, was waiting for the gen to pop, was going to get in with quick and quiet head on poised, and just hope he vanished. But it's not worked out. Speaking of things not working out, Gibbsy's stealth has not at all. That's a tag as we head into main. We're going to be trapped in here because the gen hasn't popped. There's not a lot you can do, Lem, on this pallet. You're kind of trapped and up Shit's Creek without a pallet. A pallet? You know what? We do have a pallet in this situation, but I meant to say paddle. And if Gibbsy is able to keep avoiding these XE bounds, which we aren't able to, that is Gibbsy on the ground. Like I said, a very quick down. This is where things can lose control. 2 gens have popped, but Bravo's still on the hook. We're going to get a second pain res. I'm not too sure if we're even going to take it. I think our gens are already said and done. We just shouldn't have too much progress anywhere else. We're going to take one regardless. We'll see if this hits anything, Lemon. It has.
Xyloc on a gen there.
Xyloc is on a gen. It's at 25%. There's FTP as well. White Dragon is going to get Bravo back in the game, but I mean, hey, like I said, I think the kill is going to be stages. So interesting decision for Green Dean to make. Is he going to try and find Bravo, who could be stealthing, could be anywhere at this point, right? We know he has poised and obviously has no injury being FTP'd, but White Dragon is bleeding. He is somewhere on the map, and if we're able to find him, that's another free pain res and a fresh hook.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do want to point out that we've got the new pop on the build. I love the new pop. I'm a huge fan. It reminds me of the old pop. 20% of just the total gen progress. I'm really glad to see it. I really thought that when it got changed to 20% of like current progress, I kind of thought it was shit. Not gonna lie. Like this was before I'd played comp at all. I think I only had like 1.5k hours, but I genuinely was like, this perk is shit. Like Eruption was still incapacitated as well. That I don't know. It was ridiculous. But no, it's good to see, and it's good to see it on the builds. Unfortunately, not getting much value this game. But that's all right. We see Xyloc popping a gen in the background. We're securing Gibbsy to second stage. I think Green Dean, seeing the position, has decided he's going to try get a tunnel out. Maybe get, you know, a little bit active for a 4k0, maybe 4k1, something like that.
Yeah, you know, we really could be. I think a 4k0 because of Noed is quite likely, and Bravo giving away his position here has meant that Gibbsy has gone second. We're right into chase with another survivor who has a hook stage. Once again, Bravo is in a position where there's not a lot you can do, but apparently spinning around the killer is just enough. We take a tag through the window there. Bravo is going to be trapped here once again. We're going to hold him hostage for as long as possible, but he uses his time to break away as Green Dean pulls up and shoots. This gives us access to the car pile 3, but I'm not too sure we have a pallet in it, so we're just going to try and hold distance for as long as possible. Don't tell me he's in the locker again. Son, okay, we're not in the locker. Good stuff. I was so stressed that Bravo was in a locker again. I did not want to see that happen, but that's going to be him on the ground. Our 4th stage, we're kind of doing a bit of the tech where we're splitting our tunnel out. That's going to be a cage onto Bravo. We found Xyloc immediately. That's his gen, probably mid-6. So once again, another potential pain res and stage. Gibbsy was unhooked by White Dragon and FTP'd once again. I think we would have had time to reset, maybe, if we're able to find White Dragon now after getting a quick down onto Xyloc. We could really start a snowball here. We don't have this pallet at Crane, so Xyloc will inevitably be taking a tag. Although the dumpster filler does buy us a little bit of extra time, we are able to dodge around, evading the tag with our power. Once again, Xyloc kind of doing just enough on this filler, not playing all too special, but we will get the stun for that. That's a beautiful little flick with that pallet. Bravo, sorry. Xyloc will now be stuck because of that, and yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. This is exactly why fillers can be a little scary. You kind of get trapped at them, and then you're forced to play these really awkward 50s, and if you're not too careful, things can end pretty badly for you. Xyloc On the ground, that's another pain res. Someone has just screamed. I think it was White Dragon because we heard a female scream, and Gibbsy's been found out. Potential tunnel out coming right on out. We have to play to the pallet right in front of the camera.
Wait, what the hell was that? Why did it look like that?
The animation decided to break. Interesting stuff, but I mean, also, I don't know why we've kept track of that pallet. The Green Dean doesn't really care about breaking that right now. He's just gonna go disappear and try to find someone else. Maybe Xylic, maybe White Dragon. I'm sure White Dragon's close by this gen. We heard him scream. If we find this stealth now, it's another fresh hook. Did we see Blood Edge Map? I thought I saw Blood Edge Map. We did see Blood Edge Map, but Green Dean has not spotted the blood. He's done enough to spot him out at 5, so we see the crow fly up. That will be a disturbed crow from our survivor, sprinting his way onto 6. This will be another pain res. What's that, Lemon? I believe it is going to be 6 stages at 2 gens. I dare say this is already a good result. So if we're able to secure another like down and get a tunnel out, playing the 3v1 with 1 gen remaining, especially if it is a tight 3 gen, is going to prove to be a little difficult. And then obviously in our back pocket, Lemon, we still have Noed.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely forgot about Noed. I also realized, unfortunately, that Pop doesn't really synergize with his character. I realized when I believe it was Bravo, or no, was it Xylic? No, it was Bravo. When Bravo got K'd, I realized you don't get Pop. And I was like, oh shit. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, a gen popping at 11 there. We're at 1 gen remaining. No tunnel out. I do think Green Dean not going for the tunnel out on Bravo or Gibbsy was a bit surprising. Especially when the unhook was at 11 and Chase was 9. I was very shocked to see. But we're finding Xylic here at 9. No crane. We're going to be taking a tag, making our way up to 11 where no generators are. Hopefully White Dragon gets called by Bravo or Gibbsy. The other one on a generator. We could be seeing endgame pretty soon here.
We could be seeing endgame very soon, apparently. Well-timed Lemon. Xylic now has the last. It's now up to Green Dean. Does he want to take the M1? He will. He shows his Noed with that swing, so... I mean, we now know about Noed, right? We're not going to be able to save Xylic if we're able to hook on top of the totem. Let's see where that is. Is it somewhere good for us? We won't find out just yet. It might be in Narnia. Either way, our survivors are at 1. They're opening the gate. They might be leaving Xylic to die, so unlucky, little bro. But wait,
unlucky,
oh yeah, we're out.
Little bro.
We are
Wait,
out.
Is there anyone else here?
Four.
Like, surely.
Yeah, no, everyone's here. We're out. So that's what? 3, 4, 5, 7, 8 stages for
that's
fresh.
That's good. That's a great result. That's a great
really
result.
result.
Well played. Lovely game.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, Noed, no value. A bit upsetting. I was really hoping to see something freaky with Noed.
I wanted a
like,
funny endgame, man.
Like he hooks them just before the gen pops. They come for the double. Like boom, boom. GG, well played.
Yeah, I really wish, because Green Dean, I'm not too sure if this is how it works, but I'm assuming it is. If he got it down onto Xylic with his M2, it wouldn't have shown Noed, right?
No,
Because it wasn't a... Yeah, okay, so that means, yeah, he could have hit it. I wish he hit it, because that could have been content. That would have been incredible if he decided to hide Noed by using his M2 to get the down. Speaking of other things that could have been content, we know that Executioner, like you said, is a killer that doesn't really synergize with hook perks all too well. He used Pain Res a fair bit, but having Pop I don't think was the best decision. It's obviously pretty damn strong right now. I think it might be an incredible perk, all things considered, but maybe we could have seen a different perk. Maybe we could have dropped Pain Res, right? We have options like Grim and Deadlock. We could have played Stall. We could have stalled out our gens for as long as possible with perks like that and used Noed in our endgame. Deadlock Eruption.
Where's the eruption?
That would have been beautiful.
Bro?
Where was the eruption? You're right. Either way, it's fine. It is
We
fine.
have White Dragon on killer.
I mean, he did it last time. Can he do it again?
W. I think he can. I think he can do it again. I'm excited to see this game.
I'm really excited to see what he can do because obviously, Blight and Executioner, believe it or not, pretty different killers. Shocking. Cap.
They're the same killer, bro. Like I play Blight and I play XE.
It's like Pig and Nemesis. Very similar. Don't question that one. Don't question that one. Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. Don't question that one.
Okay, I'm thinking.
Think about it. I was told to think about it. Think about it. Right? But yeah, so the Executioner and the Blight, very different killers. They're not really in the same ballpark whatsoever. The skill sets that you have for one do not synergize or coexist with the other. You're kind of playing a different game, right? You're basically doing something completely different. And that's always interesting to watch for us, but as a killer player, it's going to be pretty hard to be able to adapt your playstyle from one to the other. I hope White Dragon is able to do it. I think 8 Stage 4 Fresh is going to be quite difficult, especially if we have a similar build, if we have a lot of hook-based perks, I think our regression is not going to be able to keep up. I'm very excited to see if we do decide to use maybe some of those other options like Eruption or Deadlock or maybe even Grim. Could be great to see. We're just going to have to wait and find out though because I haven't seen the builds. I do not know what our killers are bringing,
I have to
but
stop you right there, Chief, bro. Talking
you're
about
stopping me.
hook-based perks, and you said not hook-based, and you said Grim. Like, what's going on?
Upa, you raise good point there, my son.
We're not locked in,
We're
Chief.
not locked in on the Grim and how the perk does the working. Either way, I do think Grim is a bit of an exception when it comes to the pop and the pain res, because it's any hook and not a Scourge hook or having to traverse all the way to your gens.
It's a good point. No, you know what? You actually raised a valid point. Fair enough.
But
Look, I mean, there's a reason we're not playing, and we have the
there
pros on
is
the scene. So
true, exactly. The professionals are in the lobby and the casters are behind the desk, and we're in our place.
exactly.
They want to keep us here, chained.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I wasn't allowed to leave. Like, I actually was supposed to be doing something, but I got dragged and tied up, and I'm stuck until the end of the season. Whenever the
For
season starts and the
for
end of the
legal
season.
reasons. This is satire.
Well, is it? I mean, I kind of want to get safe. I don't know about you. Like, I know you like being tied up, but
Yo, hey yo, hey yo.
bro,
No comment.
no comment on
No
that one. It's
comment.
crazy.
No comment on that one. Regardless,
Well, okay.
I think Lemon, we do have a lobby that we are still waiting on to get set up, and I know we could yap all day, but to save our PR department at the Black Veil, I will be taking us to an intermission just in case. So
My bad,
please,
guys. I didn't mean
please
it.
stay with please stay with us as we do get this lobby set up. We will be back with you very, very shortly. If you haven't already, go grab yourself a glass of water. I will be doing the same because we're in for the long haul, potentially 3 more sets after this one. So if you want to stay tuned for all of them like we do, go get hydrated. Maybe grab yourself a snack as well, and we will be right on back. And welcome back, everybody, to the Black Veil. We have returned. Sorry for having a bit longer of an intermission than we were expecting. We did end up having a few lobby issues because Dead by Daylight is a very well made game that we all love and enjoy and never experience any problems with. Just kidding. We have many problems and we just encountered a bunch of them. But we are finally in. White Dragon is on the killer, like we said a bit earlier. The build is the same. That's
Oh,
interesting. I was not expecting that at all. We have Noed brought once again. I guess maybe the killer players know something I don't. I don't know how we've ended up here, but we've ended up here exactly. That'll be fun to see, I guess, if we get some Noed value this time. But before we head into it, Lem, we talked about the 8-stage 4 fresh win con. We need 9 to win. Or do we?
do we? No, you're absolutely right. I was reminded in the big intermission that there's a point system for RBB. Wow, incredible. We're going back to the roots of how old is the point? This point system is ancient. It's way before my time. Honestly, I'm a new gen bum, but yeah, we're back to the point system. So, quick little brief rundown of how the point system works in just a second. So, for killer, every fresh hook is 4 points. Every second hook is 2, and every time a survivor is killed is an extra 1 point. As for survivor, you get 3 points for every time a generator is completed, and 1 point for each survivor that escapes the trial. That's how it works.
That
That's
is how it works. And it does mean I'm not too sure how it's going to end up with the result we achieved because we did get a bunch of fresh hooks in the last game. We actually didn't get a bunch. We got all of them. That is all 4. We got 4, and that's all of them. That is the Dead by Daylight game. It's 4v1. 4 fresh hooks, 4 were achieved. Wonderful stuff. But, you know, speaking of freshes, Milan, my teammate, getting found stealthing. No shock there. And it's on the hook. A very quick down for White Dragon. Definitely the start you need. We might finally get some pop value. Look at this Lemon. We're kicking a gen with pop.
Oh my
Beautiful
God.
stuff. Beautiful. And we got a pain res from that hook as well. But as we get for that pop, we do get the unhook. I'm not too sure what we're going to do with Milan. We're potentially able to commit to a tunnel now. The gen hasn't popped. We wouldn't have too much progress. It was hooked It was unhooked rather, just right in our face. And look, we've been able to spot a crow flying up towards one. He has a pallet gem here. And after this, if he's unable to make it to main, he could just end up dead on the ground. White Dragon's not going to pull up. We're going to play the 50s in the M1. We fake it that time. Milan jiggies to this top mid 2 pallet. He's faking dying on it with that point
aura
deck,
was
we
so
are able to
tough.
grade. This is my goat. This is why we love the man himself. We're going to fake dropping the pallet. We're not going to be able to drop it. We will die on it this time. Unfortunately, I think we're too aware that he was trying to die on it. There is somebody around. We actually ended up seeing them. I believe it is Monk. We saw the crow that he had disturbed at this pallet here too. He might just be around it seeing the crow land. He stepped into a trail. So that's not helped us at all. Sprint burst to get us out of trouble. We have the pallet that we previously dropped, but with it used, we don't have enough distance to make it back to the pallet. We're going to get the pickup. There's not much we can do, but a gen does pop. Will be Milan's second hook of the game in a pretty dominant spot. This top mid hook is pretty easy to hold. And with the gens we have right side, dare I say, this is a very good position to be in, especially considering we know that Monk can't be too far away now. He's going to do his best to re-stealth, but he couldn't have gotten too far, especially without giving his position away. And dare I say, oh, White Dragon did not spot him. I didn't see him there personally, and I guess White Dragon just didn't spot Monk out at all, and Monk's managed to rotate to a gen, as we can see now, and oh, but there are scratch marks here, Lemon. We do know that somebody's going to be playing for this hook from backside main 12, and if it comes in early, this could be problems. We might have a tunnel out very early on.
I'm a little bit worried. I was thinking to myself earlier, I wonder if just playing the stages result because of the point system was the play, but sorry. But now seeing how fast this tunnel out's becoming, I think you tunnel. Dead at 3 or dead at 2, like this, our killer White Dragon could definitely 4K. Or, yeah, with Noed, yeah, definitely could 4K. Absolutely.
Yeah, Noed is going to be kind of make or break depending on how Milan's next chase goes, but that also depends if Milan is found out at all. I'm assuming he's made his way to Shek. Yeah, we do hear him injured. He's holding distance around it now. We're going to cut to the inside vault into him. That's a very good vault to cut him off. We're forcing the pallet down, and if we aren't careful, Monk's here to drop it for us. He's going to do not even that. We're blocking the door. We're giving Milan another go around Shek before we drop the pallet, giving him as much time as needed. But that tag could be problematic heading on out. Milan's going to do just enough to avoid that dropping into basement for just a second. The pallet will be dropped and gone now. White Dragon will break it and follow him around Shek, cutting him off from topside. Milan, though, holding a nice little check spot, plays over toward 7 just in case. White Dragon, I think, has lost Milan a little bit. We've gone inside Shek to vault, and that's given Milan so much extra distance to 9. We're going to have to once again try to prevent him from making extra resources, although look at this, he's pathed right to a gen. Mizel has had to leave that gen. Milan once again reading the movement of the killer, has made his way back to Shek, just holding his distance beautifully around Truck and Shek. Exactly what you need for him to last, and that gen at 9 will be shortly popping. We can see the progress is very high. He needs to last on this pallet here. Milan hasn't been able to. We see Monk lurking for a beamer save. He's been spotted out, I think. Actually, no, he's just nearby his gen, although yeah, look, White Dragon's all away. He's just heard him out. Monk needs to be very careful. The sprint burst is used. We can go get our pick now. This will be a tunnel out at 2. Greenstein gen isn't close enough to popping before we're able to secure the death. And Lemon, I'm not too sure if we still have that topside 3 gen that we spotted at main 1 and 2, but if we do, yeah, we do. Oh my
god, that 3 gen is disgusting.
If Greenstein isn't on one of those gens, I mean, we're going to be able to hold this very, very effectively. And once we get down to it, Noed is going to do us so much. Yeah, look, Greenstein's gen is 2. It's been found out. It's going to get popped. We're going to be able to hold this, Lemon. We might just be able to do it off of this 3 gen in the 3v1 alone.
Yeah, and look, I have to be honest, I do think Monk playing for the save there was a little bit not the right play. I think the progress that he could have gotten for that chase, like that final chase was beautiful by Milan. My goat, my teammate. Just had to have more faith in him, to be honest. But yeah, this 3 gen looks immaculate.
I agree. I think letting Milan just have his chase is exactly what you need to do there, and just triple split. Hope that you can pop 3 gens for that chase, and they would have if Monk was on a gen that whole time. But what I think happened, actually, Lemon, is I think Monk was on that gen at 6, and Milan just had to take the chase there because he needs to last. And, you know, sometimes that does happen. You need to rotate off those gens. Unfortunately, Monk was injured, and speaking of being injured, we've been able to spot him out with the noise he makes from being injured. Yet again, exactly how we found him at 6 the first place, denying that unhook. Sorry, not that unhook, that beamer save. And we have only this main pallet to play around right now. If we aren't too careful, Executioner is able to get a very quick down on these pallets, and Monk's actually going to jiggy to this back pallet. Once again, we saw how dangerous this can be. Gibbsy was trapped here. Monk needs to not do that, and he's done exactly that. We've been able to break away from the pallet at the perfect time. Our killer of White Dragon has given him all the distance back into front main. That's the final gen popping. Oh my word, we had so much progress as well. Lovely stuff from our other two survivors. Monk now will be down on the ground. That is nowhere shown once again, but we're potentially going to slug this. We need to make it to another gate and find another survivor, and we're doing exactly that. We're heading over to the gate at 3. We know our survivors are here. We see the lights flashing. If we're able to get them down, yeah, look at this. Green Team is edge map. We're stuck. We're stuck. This is going to be him dead on the ground, Lemon. If we're able to find Mazel as well, we're going to secure a 4K, but he makes the pallet just in time. The haste doesn't do enough for us. We get the stun and are able to make it to this pallet Gym 1. Dare I say now, you're going to want to break this and just try to zone him away. Green Team has access to life off that pallet. He'll make another go around. In fact, we're not even going to play around it anymore. We're trying to make distance to main, but we didn't have just enough, so we won't make the pallet. That's going to be Green Dean on the ground. Mazel has rotated to pick up Monk in the background as well. They're not close to the gate. We know where they have to be. They're inside main. They need to split and find this totem, because if they don't, we're not going to be able to get the stages out of the door that we need, Lemon.
Yeah, look, Killer's in a bit of an interesting spot here, because if he keeps ping-ponging the slugs, he's never going to get all the kills. I just don't think it's possible. But if he doesn't, he's giving them a chance. Oh my god. Monk, why are we here? For real.
Monk, why are we here? We see Mazel on a gate. I'm not too sure which one it is. I hope it's not 3. Please don't be 3. Please tell me he went to the far gate and they were playing for that out, but
wait, but
apparently Monk wasn't.
The point system, I don't know if this is a win or not, because the fresh got out, and the fresh is worth a lot of points, and the
wait,
lost
you're right?
worth nothing.
You're
Wait,
right, wait.
Hold on, let me get the calculator. One second.
We're calculating.
Okay.
Calculate.
So the gens are the same. And the stages out are the same. So, because fresh out doesn't matter. Okay, so 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. 21. Okay, that's this killer. 21 points. Whereas 4, 4, 4, 4, 2, 2. What was the result? Wow, how many people were fresh? It was 8, right?
It was 1 death, 2 first hooks, and 1 second hook.
Wait, 2 deaths. Wait a second. Sorry.
Okay, so it was a death, so 3 onto 1 survivor. It was then 2 first hooks, so the 4 points each, and then a second stage. White Dragon has won though. I have been informed by our referee that he has done enough from this game, securing the 9 stages. So maybe the point system will still reflect our gens, hooks, stages first, which is gens, hooks, freshes first, which is lovely. Point system hasn't let us down here with a confusing little tiebreaker, although we might have been a bit confused ourselves. It's played out the way you would expect from a typical comp setting, which is lovely to see. Red team, I believe that does mean they are 2-0 up now.
Wow, the goats, for real.
Yeah, that is definitely impressive to see. A team already taking the lead and charging on ahead. It's going to be very interesting to see if they can continue this domination as they head into Oni. We do have that up next, and I mean, if you're the blue team, you got to be a bit worried. Obviously, we will be playing out all 5 sets regardless of the result, but if they do want to win this, and I'm sure a few of these players do, you know, there's a fair bit of pride involved. A lot of these people are friends and close, and we'll have that rivalry just between them. So I want to see how they play Oni, how much blue team want to bite back and try to take a set to hold on.
Yeah, look, hold on. You just have to give me a second because I'm like a bit confused.
Lemon is a bit confused, so I think what we're gonna do, as we do get the Oni lobby set up,
yeah, let's go to the big intermission.
We're gonna go to an intermission. We're gonna be doing the big intermission to do the thinking, because thinking is challenging, guys. So bear with us, and we will be back very, very shortly.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, we are finally loading into our second half of the Oni set. I say finally because I've gotten in the habit of talking about how long our intermissions have been, but hopefully, just like this one, the rest of them will be quite short. We were able to get the lobby set up and going pretty quickly. As you can see, Monk is on the killer this time with our same survivor lineup for the blue team. This is the blue team, right? Not losing my mind there, Lemon.
Yeah, Monk's blue team.
W, this is the blue team on the killer. That is what you love to see, and like I said, it's a tall order for him. He will need to achieve potentially a 4K5 to get the win.
Something
That's gonna
tells
be
me he's
really
not allowed
tough.
to change builds with the big unknown perk.
Yeah, I would agree. It's gonna be interesting to see how unforeseen will be used, as we're able to get a very quick tag on the Bravo as well, might I add. So maybe it's doable. You know, we're gonna be able to get a very early start to our game, get the blood roaring on the ground. We get the eruption set on this top mid gen. Speaking of gens, we have another 4-gen top. Monk's going to use his time now that he got from that early tag to be able to break some resources. He obviously is going to break those doors at main. We've caught Xylic out at 2, and it's all up to us getting that second tag again as well, because as soon as we're able to do that, we will be able to get our power rolling, and we're going to need it relatively soon if we want to be able to get a down for a 4K5, right? We need to be able to get those downs relatively quickly if we want to achieve a 4K5 limit.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Monk's just got to pop off. Like, I don't know what else to put it. Survivors might even have to make mistakes as well. When I said might, they definitely do. Did I crash?
Nope. I don't know if the stream has frozen for any duration, but if it did, our apologies. We are still here, I hope. But if we are not, I apologize for any inconvenience that may have caused. Our POV has just returned. But yeah, no, you are right, Lemon. We do definitely need our survivors to make a fair few mistakes. And unfortunately, for Monk, the only mistake we really had is the early tag onto Bravo regardless. Besides that, we're kind of not giving anything else up for free. Exactly what you need to be doing on an early start. There has been no down in the entire duration of Corrupt. We're trying to catch out this stealth. This is White Dragon caught out edge map. We have only our pallet at our Gen 11 to play around. If we aren't careful, this down may come out. Monk's using everything to his abilities. Unfortunately, swings at this tree wasn't able to flick around. But White Dragon uses that time to be able to send it away. He's going to force lock at 10. That's already power ended, although not for much of the blood that we had in our bank. So first hook at 5 gens, this will be a pain res interrupting something, but we have decent progress on the map. Lemon, we see this gen at 6 was being doubled, it's about 50%. Xylic's gen, which I believe was somewhere, actually might be bottom side, as we did just see him at 8. We've also swapped to the killer at the worst time possible. We're going to be staring at his ugly little mug on the hook for a while until he does something a bit funny. So we will just have to watch our survivors until he returns. Gibbsy's gen 6 is 50 now. Bravo's on something else, and the Gen 11 we knew was a fair bit of progress, although we're not going to be able to work that until we get White Dragon off this hook. Speaking of, he's off this hook. We're resetting him under the hook. Our killer has just gotten power back. I'm not too sure where he's off to. He's still just here kicking a gen. We found him. He's deep 6.
God.
He's deep 6, and he's got the power. Unfortunately, I think Monk is aware that he's not going to be able to go back. And look at this. Unforeseen. We're sitting in our gens. We're just sitting here waiting for someone to rotate back.
Oh my God.
Yes! We're getting value. That's beautiful.
Maybe the build does work.
Maybe it works. Unfortunately, the mechanics aren't right now. We're flicking into a rock. That's not going to get us down, but Gibbsy loses that 50. He's on the ground. First hook onto him, second of the trial, another pain res. No gens popping just yet. I think 6 is also our most progressed gen. So honestly, exactly what you need right now if you are Monk. That was lovely stuff. Oh my God. I'm honestly so glad that we got to see unforeseen value. That's the beauty of events like these. Obviously, our players are still trying to play their best results and try to win, but getting these little bits of extra flavor like unforeseen on the Oni, being able to stealth edge map right next to the jet and getting a down off of that is beautiful. Speaking of getting downs though, we've caught Xylic out all the way edge 12, and Monk's gonna pop his power right on top of him, and unless he gets stealthed out, this could be problematic. Speaking of that though, where have we gone? We've dashed right past him.
Hey, Xylic. Good shit. Xylic
Yeah.
again.
Forcing locker.
The big yo. No, I do have to point out, Monk's actually doing pretty good. We have 3 hooks at 5 gens, which means the win con is still like doable. He can also tie. That is something to remember. He can tie. He doesn't actually have to just win. And that's looking really possible, I have to be honest. Maybe it's the GOAT perk, but I don't know. I don't know what the serve prog is, but it's definitely not, you know, popping right now.
No, but we do see obviously that gen at 11 again has a fair bit of progress. Bravo's gen, I think it's at 4 or 5 or 3. It can't be at 4. This is in a tile. It's 5 or 3. I'm silly. Either way, it's about 50%. He's still sitting on it. We're heading right over to it, I believe. This would be his gen at 5. Yeah, he's been caught out. We still have unforeseen. This is beautiful. Forcing locker yet again. That's no power expended for another down. Another pain res as well. This is probably going to hit 6. We know Gibbsy is still on it. It's about 50%. We might even just get enough blood from this hook to be able to head right over there. We're not going to get unforeseen value off of this gen, I don't think, unless pain res didn't end up hitting it. It didn't, so we'll be able to re-up that. No, we're not, because it's on cooldown. That's what that red glow means. Good job, Mr. Caster Man. We are aware. Either way, gen at 6 does have a fair bit of progress that we now need to be worried about, though we have caught Gibbsy right on top of it. He wins that first 50, Monk flicking just a bit too late to be able to break the pallet or get the down. Instead, we've headed over to Shack window. Now we're completely safe on the inside with the pallet still up. Monk's going to get unforeseen and eruption on that gen. Try to play for the down once more as we've jiggied all the way to 5. Potentially, not even worrying about that. Trying to catch somebody out. No one's gone for the hook just yet. I think we might be sitting a gen for WinCon. No, we're not. Everyone is stealthing. We're trying to make sure Monk isn't able to get it down with this power, but I don't think he's going to be too worried about that, obviously. Being able to secure second stage onto Bravo is like getting another down at this point. Kind of. Although, Crow's 11, we have spotted out that the survivor was here recently, and now we're going to keep our eyes open around here. The unhook does come out in the background. White Dragon is close by. We might be able to find it. We do, but we're going to run out of power unless we win this 50. We don't! We slam into the wall, and that's power out!
I saw it hit that. That was incredible. Okay, Brandon, excuse me. Like, that was really unlucky, honestly. Really well played, though. Finding the stealth edge, man. And getting a tag really fast. Honestly, Monk could do this, for real.
He could. He still has so much blood on the bottom side of the map as well. He's going to be able to venture back to that gen at 6 and probably get his power right on back, but he doesn't even need to. White Dragon is still on this tile. Didn't have any distance, so unless he hits this fast vault, and doesn't even matter if he does, he's on the ground once again. That's eruption on our gens once more. Another hook, potentially power off of whatever else we have laying around on the bottom side once we take his hook down there. Gibbsy is still on that gen. My god, we have to be worried about this now. We see that eruption aura. If we aren't careful, that gen's gonna pop in our face, and it does. That's a win con. Finally slipping from our grasp. We're doubling 5 as well. Surely, Monk, don't get caught out. Just worry about your gens, and he's doing exactly that. Look, we're going to 5. Please tell me we're off this gen. We are, but we get head-on. That is beautiful. We're going to be able to get eruption and unforeseen up yet again, though. Hopefully we can find another survivor. We see Scratchmark trailing towards 3. It's going to be up to our survivors to not get caught out whilst the killer is undetectable. We've headed towards the edge map. I'm not too sure where we're passing to. It's Zylik. He's been caught out for now. Not a lot to work around. We're going to be able to get the down. That's eruption on our gen. I'm really worried. I don't know where our other gen progress other than 5 is, but now we can hook right on top of that gen. And even worse, I'm sure we still have a fair bit of blood on the bottom side of the map. It's still looking doable, Lemon. I know that we only need to pop a single gen, and realistically, Zylik could be left to sit as we triple split, and as long as we don't give another tag or a power up, I mean, hey, you know, that could just be the win, but Monk is looking for a stealth.
Hello?
Hello?
The big Bravo was seen, right?
The big Bravo was seen.
Oh, that was unlucky.
Oh, the 16 ping Bravo escapes with his life, and he is unable to be caught out again. We're going to vault into him. He's going to be able to make Shack just barely off of that. That is so lucky. He has pallet as well. He's going to be so safe. We're swinging for that. It's a miss. The Bravo 16 is doing too much. Monk's not having it. That's so unfortunate. That tag would have been game-changing, and look at that. For that chase, Zylik is off the hook. Gen at 5 has regressed, but we know Gibbsy rotated to the gen that we saw top mid. I'm sure he's still sitting. We did find a survivor in the tile. I'm not sure Monk saw them just immediately, but he's aware of them now, so we might be able to get this down. It's Gibbsy here at 5. Hello, we didn't rotate that gen. Now Gibbsy's going to be able to re-stealth him out. That's lovely stuff. Back on the gen at 5. The gen top mid has been abandoned. Maybe we're working 11. Just have to see someone on a gen. This gen is so high progress, Lemon. Look at that. If he finds someone out now, it would be beautiful. But if we escape the power, we're in these lockers. We check the wrong one. We get worried. We hop out. No, White Dragon. You had to gamble, because now you're going to be down with the power as well. And there's the option to slug. But I think... Oh, and Monk's going to take it. I was going to say, I don't think he has enough power to consider slugging, but he's too worried about 5. He's going to slug this and head on back. We're not forcing the 3v1. We find the scratch marks. They've got to be in a locker. Come on. Yes, they are. It's Bravo in the head-on. That's going to be power out as well. He's going to be able to last off of that. We've run out of power. So, maybe slugging White Dragon wasn't the decision. This gen didn't have enough. Oh
Wait,
my god, hello, Bravo. Unforeseen has caught us out entirely.
this unforeseen might be the best perk in the game. Oh, but we've lost the win con. Oh no, the Tycon. That's so unfortunate. Honestly, Monk put on such a performance for that Tycon. That was beautiful stuff.
That was so beautiful. I mean, content, like, you love to see it. I couldn't have asked for a better showing to try and get us to this 4K5 win con. We brought it to the wire, and obviously, although the game has escaped us, it was definitely entertaining. I mean, I loved seeing Unforeseen. I'm not too sure if people have kept up with EU, but in the recent All Hallows League event, there was forced undetectable Oni on Midwich, and that was a joy to watch. You saw similar scenes, killers just popping undetectable and standing around a corner close by with Oni power, and we saw exactly that in this game on CT1. You can only imagine the potential in fun balancing that we have to offer in the Black Veil. More things like this could be on the cards tonight still, and I can't wait to see what will happen for the rest of the season if we're already seeing inventive plays like this.
Honestly, yeah, it's giving me such a big hope for what can happen with this league because I've been really hyping it up. Really excited, good change, good like change of pace to play, and this event's really showcasing what this event could become.
A hundred
Honestly,
percent. I couldn't agree more. And although, once again, the WinCon has escaped us, that is going to be our third gen popping, we've still got an incredible result playing in such an unconventional way. This game may just end right here and now. We have both of our survivors who are up on the, well, all three of them are up now actually, so damned that point, but we've already caught one of them out. This is White Dragon, a survivor who will be dead on hook, and he doesn't have much to work around. He's going to be forcing death all the way edge map. This is good death spot if you weren't dead on hook, and I don't think Gen's going to pop. Oh, actually, we are doubling that top mid gen. Monk's going to pop power, send his way over there immediately from the edge map as well with Unforeseen, trying to catch somebody out. We still have aura on our survivors. There's not a lot you can do there. Oh no, Bravo, that's us on the ground. We know what Gibbsy is too. We might just slug and get the 4K2 right here and now. Lemon, a beautiful result, but definitely not enough to take the win.
honestly, a really impressive 4K2 considering the lack of tunnel and just the really I don't want to say strange. Yeah, it was a strange. The monk had to play strange because the win con was ridiculous. Gibbsy just going back to the gen. My goats.
I
And
love Monk being able to use everything in the environment to his advantage to use Oni power, trying to get around these objects and get downs like that. We go for a bit of a 360 as we head on back to our slugs. We unfortunately do run out of the power before we're able to get the down onto Gibbsy, but we can secure another hook onto Bravo and the death onto White Dragon with these hook stages. That is lovely stuff, but yeah, no, I mean, you are right, Lemon. I think Monk put on an incredible display.
absolutely. And what is our next set? Do you know?
Our next set, Lemon, I will let you in on that. It is going to be the Mastermind on Dead Dog Saloon. Now that is going to be exciting because that's something you don't get to see. I'll give you don't pop this gen in his face. We don't. That's insult to injury if we were going to. I would have felt bad for Monk if that was the case. But that is Gibbsy on the ground now. We gotta go find White Dragon. The bleed out will matter, by the way, if he is to bleed out right now, although obviously it's only for the points, it's not for the game state. The game is lost for Monk, but I mean, hey, it's up to him to find him now, put an end to the game right here and now, instead of watching this bleed out timer for the next 2 minutes. And he's done exactly that with his power. Lovely stuff. 4K2 secured. We will be heading into Mastermind on DDS. I believe this also means we are 2-1 with Red Team in the lead. It's still all to play for now. Red Team are on series point. Winning Mastermind would mean they take the cake, and obviously they do have Bravo, the man known for his hug techs. He loves pulling them off in comp games. He's a very flashy Wesker, but on the other end, you have Mr. Sky Wesker himself, Green Dean, probably fielding the killer for the blue team. So it's going to be really interesting. I don't think there's going to be a lot differentiating these two killers, especially in their playstyles. They love putting on a good performance. So if they're able to take the wins for their team, it's going to be lovely to see. Yes, yes, everybody. We are heading on over to the Dead Dog Saloon for our fourth set of our best of 5. It is going to be the Mastermind, and it is Green Dean 1 heading out on the killer first. We're inside of his face. That's an interesting point of view, but look at that. He spawned all the way at 11. We have my favorite perk,
Thunder!
Mr. Shunda on the builds. We know that Green Dean's a big fan. Is he going to activate it early and let the survivors know the intimidation? Please, Mr. Dean. No, we're setting up for something funny. I think he wants to show us all something. Instead of getting us off to a good start, we've used the Shunda there. We've activated it. We've caught somebody out there. Scratch marks already made. We see Xylic playing around this mid pallet. We try to swing on through onto him, not catching him out despite the extra ping he has. Unlucky Consolian, but he's going to now take chase towards 2 side. It's up to him to last for our generators. Our survivors have rotated over towards him, and now all we've got to do is last Lemon. Do we think he can do it? And also, MM on DDS is a bit unfamiliar. What do we think the expected results are gonna be?
Well, I don't know. I've never seen this. I have never put any thought into it. I don't know. I'm just excited to watch the game too. I want to see how Wesker plays around certain tiles, certain loops. Shunda being used, no Beetle. I'm just okay. We can see that the survivors are 3 splitting. Gibbs you having a little bit more progress than the other 2 survivors. I would expect 2 gens to pop, depending on where.
Speaking of gens popping, obviously 1 has just been pain resed, and we saw White Dragon at 9 miss a skill check. So we've gotten 2 pain reses for the price of 1. Definitely not what you want to see, and also the gen at main is being worked in spite of the fact that we have a Gallows 3 gen that we need to be breaking. I'm a little bit worried about this 3 gen. Obviously, infamously, this is the 3 gen of Dreams on the map. It's so hard to hold because once you run out of resources here, there's not much you can do. Speaking of things that you can't really do much about, Xylic has been FTP'd, so your tunnel out may just be lost as we're so far away. You're not going to be able to find him if he selfs well, but we're not too worried about that. We found Gibbsy at 8. He managed to pop his gen just in time. Green Dean is going to be pulling up the bounds, trying to get a tag onto him, unable to with that insta-flick now that they're a little bit harder to pull off. Gibbsy is going to be able to make it towards Shaq now. We may just make it before we get the bounds as well. Able to drop the pallet, lovely stuff. That buys us as much time and distance as possible. Champions of Light as well to give us that little bit extra. Now, it's up to Green Dean to decide what he wants to do. We know that Bravo is injured somewhere on the map. We're still trying to find Green Dean. We're not trying to find Green Dean. We're trying to find Gibbsy and commit to him. He does just enough once more to evade those tags, so we're opting to leave him. We do find our tunnel out playing hyper aggressive on this gen at 5, getting a nice little zone break here. He's going to be able to play the 4 tile and not much else, but lovely for him. 4 tile is in fact a jungle gym, but with this throw, we're not even going to make it back to that pallet. That's mighty unfortunate. And actually, sorry, we make it to the pallet. We're going to drop it though. We're now stuck on it if we aren't too careful. That's it gone though. We give him distance inside the map, heading over towards 3. I'm sure maybe over to Shaq. Despite the fact there's no pallet, we get grabbed and we're on the ground. 2 gens have popped though. That was that gen at 9 and potentially main popping. So all things considered, having someone death hook at 2 gens isn't the worst thing considered. Gibbsy's also got an extra progress, but the hook is basement. This does cause some little extra problems for us now, Lemon, especially if we aren't able to find a survivor and interrupt them.
Yeah, look, the killer unfortunately only getting their second hook a little bit later, committing to Gibbsy a bit too long, and I think the prog is just a bit too much right now. Whoa, that's cool. Good gens though. I do have to be honest. Like, it's not Gallows, but it's good. He also has Pop in the back pocket. Unfortunately, Pop expiring already. But it appears the gens don't have much progress anyways. So, honestly, Green Dean's not in a bad spot. The hook right in the middle of the gens. I don't know what else is. Wait, we're getting a pull on Xylic already in the basement. I feel like that was a little bit early, but we're going to be body blocking here. Gibbsy here, hopefully trying to get behind the Wesker. Never mind.
And no Beetle means that's not a throw. Unfortunate for the Dean, but that does mean Gibbsy is able to escape basement. We will maybe continue our tunnel out onto Xylic, although with the progress we may have, especially if we're going to go double a gen on that right side of the map, could be problematic right now. You know, if we're able to get 3 out the way, the gens would be Gallows 1 and 5, and those are not easy to hold on a killer with such little movement like Mastermind. Speaking of that, though, this is a very quick chase. Xylic will be dead at 2. Our gens aren't progressed, so we've decided to concede the progress at 5 for a reset. It's only 50%, and I think the reset is definitely more valuable, as Bravo is still on 3 as well. It's up to Green Dean now to decide where he goes. He's going to see our survivors at 5, but he can't be baited out by Gibbsy heading up the map. If he's to commit this chase for too long, both of these gens at 3 and 5 may be popping, but that's a lovely start to his chase. Exactly what you need, a quick tag, and in fact, heads us off right to the gen. We have a Z-wall here on the side of Bravo to work around. He's going to be stuck here for a little while, walking right into Green Dean as well. That's another tag. White Dragon, we know, is on that gen at 5. It may pop very, very shortly, unless we're able to get a down. Bravo doing just enough to avoid these bounds, though. Being able to head over to 1, there's no pallet in the front side of the street, so this will be him dead all the way edge. Pain Res would potentially be able to interrupt this gen, but I don't think we have anything close by Lemon, so we just have to see, is that gen at 5 gonna pop?
I think so, but let's see.
Oh. It's still not popped. Why is it not popped? How is it not popped? I'm actually really impressed. We're going to hit the pain res on it as well.
Wait,
it didn't
what?
even hit. It
Wait,
hit
why did
3.
it not? Wait, why did it not hit that gen? I'm so confused.
How did 5 has so little I'm also confused. Well, 5's going to pop, but we've caught Gibbsy out at main. And I don't think he's going to have an easy time with the doors not broken. Never mind. He's going to have a pretty easy time. We're going to head over to the backside. He's nearly been caught out entirely. The Shunda has been activated. We're going to be able to keep him hostage here forever. The swing's going to come all that way around. The 4K1 will be secured with this down. White Dragon has to rotate for that hook. Please, Green Dean, head back to your hook. Thank you, brother. Do not pick that up. We give the survivors no opportunity to get back into this game as we interrupt the unhook. Hopefully we can throw White Dragon edge as well. That would be the icing on the cake. We are able to slam him into Bravo. That's actually even better. Now it's up to our survivors to split and somehow get Gibbsy, too many G's, my word, back in the trial, but they're kind of both heading towards him. They really need to not be doing that. If Bravo goes down here as well, it will be all for naught. We can't really afford that, but the Gallows little stick there does just enough for us to be able to avoid that. Gibbsy on the ground still. White Dragon rotated to try and get the pickup, but has been cut off. Green Dean's gonna try to spot him out, but White Dragon's just doing enough to stealth, so all for naught right now. Bravo now will need to fix his men. And look at this, White Dragon's actually all the way back at 3. He's on the gen. We're playing for the outs already. Bravo will most likely repair his men and set up. Beautiful timing on that pain res call as well to get off the gen, give no information away. Green Dean will need to find a survivor. He spotted Bravo out. White Dragon should probably be getting back on that gen, playing for the 4K0, unless we think we could really secure stages out the door at this point, which I think may be very risky with both our survivors injured. What are we seeing now? That was nearly magnificent. Bravo hasn't been caught out by it, though. Shunda, though, activated once more. He's going to play around Gallows Pallet, and with All Shaking Thunder, it is very, very unsafe. Yeah, that's him on the ground. You can't check spot that when you have double the swing distance. So, him on the ground, Gibbsy finally off the hook. We know that the Gen at 3 was wearing, so we're going to head on back. We're not risking anything at all, just in case the survivors immediately head there to double in. Look at this. We see the scratch marks right on over. The Gen doesn't have enough progress either. We catch out Gibbsy. Son. Lemon. Is the 4K1 coming?
Well, I gotta be honest, yeah, like 100%. But maybe our survivors pull off something incredible. I would love to see it. Gibbsy gonna be putting in the work of this chase here. Unfortunately, White Dragon. Whoa, that was tech.
Whoa.
That was tech. Wait. Okay, Green Dean.
If we hit that.
Green Dean's
incredible. Green Dean's the GOAT. I guess he's got the net that I could only dream for. Fair enough. I mean, look at that. He's just, and White Dragon has been caught out as well. We do get the pick on the Bravo, but he's not going to last all too long. That's him getting grabbed. To be fair, he's been grabbed. This gives White Dragon some time. Actually, it doesn't. Green Dean's going to drop him. Lovely stuff. This is exactly what you need. This will be the 4K1. That Gen at 3 will not be popping. We haven't been able to do enough to secure it. We do not win that 50 on the side of Green Dean. The Shunda did not come into play. He hasn't got it up, but we get the slap over the pallet. 4K1 secured. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful result. I honestly wouldn't have predicted a 4K1 loading into this match. I don't think this killer is very able to play around the main building all too well. So, very interesting to see a 4K.
Yeah. How did you find the killer on the map, like, personally? Did you enjoy it? I thought it was pretty cool, like, the escape text. The movement was clean. It was good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
It very clearly shows that if you are comfortable on the killer on the map, there's so much for you to demonstrate. Green Dean is showing the potential, truly. That's what he's just done with this match. Maybe he didn't at times play for the best result. He tried to get a bit flicky, and you know what? Still got a good result doing that. Gibbsy, though, knows the power of the point system, is all the way corner edge map, bleeding out just in case, although I think Green Dean might be able to hear him out here. Yeah, he's done exactly that. He knows it's close by. There he is. That's that pick. That's that final hook secured. A beautiful, nice, fresh, flat 4K1 in the books for R. For R. Blue team.
Sorry, blue. Yep, blue team.
Blue team.
Blue
Blue
team.
team. Blue
Sorry,
team
I
got
was
4K1.
doing.
No, it's okay. Don't worry. I was actually just scrolling up trying to find what team it was.
That's
Either way,
quite fair enough.
the blue team have secured a 4K1 on the Wesker. If they are to win this set, it will be tied 2-2. And I do think that this was a very, very strong result for them to be able to do that. Though, we'll just have to see who loads in on the killer for the red team. There are multiple options. Like I said, I think it's going to be Bravo, because you got to let the boy have his game. Got to let the boy get generational here. But Gibbsy is always an option. We know he's an incredible killer player. And if he is able to step up and get the result, that will be red team taking the win. We'll just have to see what they decide. It's all up to them now. Actually, I think they've already decided. I see Bravo already on that killer, ready
Bravo
and
hopped on that
raring to go. This kid
instantly.
is excited. He wants to get flicky. He wants to show off that he can do what Green Dean just did. He's just said to Green Dean, anything you can do, I can do better. Son, let me step up. I want to see it get done. But before we can, obviously, we do need to get our lobby set up. So we will cut to a very quick intermission. So please bear with us as we do that. I'm going to go grab another drink of water because talking is hard and I'm tired. Hello, everybody. We are back once more, still on the Mastermind. Back very quickly, yet again. Lovely stuff from us, and it is us inside of the Mastermind's head once more. I love that this is a new thing that we have to experience when we load into this killer. Isn't that just great? But it is Bravo on the killer, like I said a bit earlier, before we ended up on our intermission. He's got some lovely gens on the Gallows set, another 3 Gen 2 hold, and Weeping Wounds on the build, another interesting perk you don't generally see. Not all Shaking Thunder, not as happy about it, but Lemon. Definitely a fun build to see. We have some preference add-ons, Gloves, and Unicorn. Bravo's potentially going to be getting as tricky and flicky as we saw Green Dean get. Do we think he's going to be able to get a 4K1 though?
I think Bravo could do it, but I also do want to say that neither player has brought in Beetle, which is really surprising. Do you think it's because of the map, or do you think they just want to have fun? Like, what do you think the vibe is?
I think neither team has brought in Beetle because of the recent bug where Mastermind was basically getting you were scamming people whenever you would slam them. To be truthfully told, obviously you had the build submitted earlier in the day, and the patch that fixed this bug was like hours ago. So it's a bit unfortunate, because I'm assuming the no Beetle was probably brought in because of that, or it is truly just because the killer players just prefer these add-ons and didn't want to run Beetle because they wanted to have a bit of fun. Who knows, truly, but I think it's more likely that if we were considering the best possible option, speaking of best possible options, that is a lovely flick. The best possible option for him to get that tag right there. Lovely stuff from Bravo. But, yeah, no, I do think Beetle might have been a concession because of the recent changes, in air quotes, to Wesker.
Yeah, honestly, I think it's fine. Both teams didn't bring Beetle. I mean, it's good. One person has brought in Egg, the other Gloves. Personally, in pubs, I'd be running Gloves. Egg is kind of thing. But if I was playing a competitive match, I'd absolutely be running Egg. Unfortunately, as much as I hate to admit it, it is probably his better add-on. Okay, but like, for real, what's better, Beetle or Egg? Which
Beetle.
one would you think? You think
Beetle.
so?
Oh, 100%. For those who aren't aware in chat, I fully believe Beetle is better because with Beetle, it is not possible to trade. If you get a throw, you can't do it. You lose. If you try to trade, you're getting tapped on the hook, you're not getting the save. Without Beetle, you can one-man trade. It actually changes the expected result of the killer by a significant margin. You kind of need it to get your results. Speaking of results, though, 2 gens have just popped for this second chase. I know a third one is pretty high progress. It's that one at main we can hear, about 50% now. We see Enlightened also close by trying to play for that gen once again, but if he isn't careful, he could just be getting tagged. Bravo unable to hit that flick, unfortunately, so Enlightened will be able to make this window and play to the backside of main, but fortunately for Bravo, he is going to be able to sit on top main next to this gen that's pretty active, and the hook. Although, not really ideal. We still have all those gens at Gallows that we need to protect, but we're not
Oh
even
my
worried. That's a
God.
throw as well. That's beautiful stuff, and Lightened isn't going to have very much distance. He has to play to 9. He's only got Edgemouth to work around. He will be on the ground. Another pain res if we want to take it, but we also have the option to slug and try and get our tunnel out as quickly as possible. This could be Mazel out of the game at 3 gens remaining if we're not too careful, and depending on the length of this chase. Green Dean, the only person actively on gens. I'm sure Milan will be rotating back main right now to get that pick, and it's all up to Mazel to not get found and be able to last in chase. Unfortunately, that first part has already failed, and unfortunately, we've stealthed towards 6, exactly where our active gen is. So Green Dean's not even going to be able to pop in time. We've headed over to Shaq. We're unable to connect those bounds. My word, I'm surprised by that. We now are playing M1 around the Shack. It's going to be scary until we get these bounds up. Mazel needs to last. Hopefully, we're able to avoid these bounds, but to no avail. That's our tunnel out secured at 3. Green Dean still on this gen at 6. We're going to go hook right on top of it, prevent him from popping even more. The reset and the pick finally coming out onto Enlightened as well. So, problems. Really big problems on him.
Yeah, look, absolutely. Our tunnel out coming at 3, dying on the gen is super unfortunate. But I have to be honest, Bravo put in the work to achieve that, and he deserves it. For real. Played really well. Tapping up light at main, unfortunately getting front edge was just not the play. We see someone cleansing main while also being in chase with Green Dean up at 2. We see Milan has wrapped, I believe, that would be 6. There's no way that's all 6. If they had more prog, then like, my bad, bro. But yeah, Milan's on 6, better pop that gen. We see a nice little dodge coming in from Green Dean, unfortunately losing the 50 there.
That's not a throw! Beetle, man, this is why you bring it. He would have been dead. Look, he's all the way back mid-map. No Beetle, many problems. I'm sure Bravo is doing something right now. The stream is frozen for me. I'm not too sure. We've not gotten that down when I thought we would have, but we got the down in the end. So he's on the ground. The gen at 6 has popped as well. We have a pain res in the tile at 2 that we're potentially going to be able to get on another gen. Instead, actually, we're dragging him all the way to 12. Lovely stuff. A bit better of a hook and another pain res regardless. Speaking of pain res, look at where they are. We have 12 and back main 11, like, interesting hooks to have, but, you know, at the end of the day, I think we've done just enough with them. You know, we've got to pop one more gen for the Tycon if we are the survivors, plus and minus the points, however that may end up mathing out. So it's still doable in the 3v1, but it really does require one of our survivors to last in chase or their stealth to be impossibly hard to find. Unfortunately, I don't think the stealth option is on the cards anymore. We kind of know where every survivor is, especially with that crow landing towards 12. I'm assuming Bravo is caught on that they probably rotated back towards edge 1. We'll just have to see, is someone here? Do we spot out our injured Mr. Dean? No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
And he's self-resetting.
Huh. Okay, what do you think is going to happen? Is Bravo 4K1, 4K2, or unfortunately not meeting the Tycon?
Well, this gen at main is about 50%. Our gen, all things considered, with main and I believe a Gallows 3 gen are split. But once we get down to that 4K1 Tycon, I think we're going to... Oh my god, wait, no, the gen is at 1. We have split gens.
No!
It's upstairs 1, so it's pretty hard to work if you are the survivor. It's not safe at all, right? You kind of just end up getting trapped there. But yeah, it's really up to our survivors now to not get found. We see that spray come out all the way at 5. We kind of can't really afford to commit that chase for too long if we go all the way over there. Milan, unfortunately, not making the pallet as well. NZ biting him. We get the stun, though. That's a bit rude. Milan didn't need to do that to him. Didn't need to do that.
I think Milan had the big smash hit. But yeah, that was a little bit rude.
Had the big smash hit. But either way, the disrespect, unlucky. He's going to play around Gallows' pallet now. He's got just enough to last. We're going to try and bound back over the pallet. We've not done enough. Scammed. Milan will be playing around the pallet for his life, potentially making it to Shaq as well. The pallet's still available. Exactly, that has been done. Have the cracker as well, not using it. Bardic on the builds and fast track. Wow, we really wanted this guy sitting gens. Look at this build.
This is the most gen build of all time. Unfortunately, Milan has been caught
vaulting into the killer. Oh, Milan, you know, maybe if we turned our camera around and looked at the killer, we would be able to know that we were going to vault right into him, but we haven't just yet. This is going to be a pain res potentially on main. Green Dean sitting and waiting. It hit Gallows, so we didn't need to be doing all that. That's about a 5% gen progress lost. Unlucky. Let's do the communicating.
Did you see the value, by the way? The big mangled hook perk. What's it called? Weeping Wounds. Like, 16% on that gen. That's crazy.
Big. Unfortunately, speaking of value, Bravo is getting value out of his short swings, being able to hit and lighten through that pallet. And now he's had to take the chase top main, right to the gen. This is really not what you needed. Green Dean, if he gets injured as well, would be problems, but with the door broken, he is able to make it inside in time to be able to avoid the bounds. And Lighten's wrapping for the unhook. Is he able to make the trade in time? I believe he will be able to, though he should be on the ground himself. He is. This is another pain res. That Janet main will be hit. We're just going to take it. There's no way we're getting the save. The Beamer is in hand of our Survivor on hook. No, it's not. I don't know where it is, actually. Never mind. But I know the line had the cracker. He didn't use it, though. Sent all the way to 6. He's going to have to try and last now. Green Dean is right actually there to get the unhook. Beautiful stuff, exactly what you need. We use the cracker to send around, but we actually end up faking that as well. We're playing 50s on the pallet 6. Milan, the god of 50s, he's going to win a few, I'm sure. Let's go, Milan. Belief. There's 3. Make it 4. Oh, unlucky.
Well played.
Well played.
Question. If the killer wins, what's the score? Is it 3?
It is 3-1 to the red team if our killer of the Bravo is to win, which means the red team would take the RVB event, but we would still be seeing Nurse.
What's the prize pool? For real.
The prize pool is Mr. Referee Man doing
Is it
Mr.
bragging
Refereeing.
rights?
What is the prize pool, and is it bragging rights / can we offer the team something right now? Yes, I've been told it is bragging rights. What if we don't have anything? Quote.
We don't.
Lol.
We're broke. It's
We
not
are
what they say,
poor.
but
Pensive
Oh,
emoji.
is that what it's called? A pensive emoji?
Pensive. It's called pensive. Guys, type pensive in right now in between some colons and you'll get the emoji I'm staring at. Speaking of things I'm staring at Milan getting slapped. How did he get slapped there? I don't even understand how that interaction just happened, but he's been slapped. He's going to be able to make it to this pallet to make front main. Bravo's trying to cut him off, but we've played all the way around the window. We're going to play down to the railings as well. Milan will escape this chase, although Enlighten will not. He's stuck top main. Milan, though, has ventured to 1. He's going to try and get on this gen. Bravo is going to be trying to bound right on top of him. We're going to vault with that. Yeah, you kind of don't want to be jumping there, Milan. We need to be looking at what the kill is on. This is the 2v1. Yet again, we've repeated our own mistakes. And wait, hold on. Look at this progress, Lemon.
They're actually going crazy.
We might be able to secure the tie. It all comes down to if Enlighten can last on main, because I'm not too sure. Bravo's going to be aware of the gen at 9. Green Dean is off it, though, stealthing potentially. Enlightened will need to hold his chase for as long as possible. Look at this. We have the extra speed on the gen. I'm not too sure what perk it is. We know it's not Deja or anything else. It's Resi. Resi value. Come on now. Milan's finally getting picked up. Wait. Why have we picked up Milan? I've just realized. We know we're both survived. Well, we don't know where Green Dean is. He's going to pop 9, but
we know where he is, and that was on main.
Yeah. Enlighten might pop main as well. So 9's gonna pop, right? That's the 4K one. That's the Tycon. Enlighten's gen is about 80%. He's gonna have to last in chase.
Wait,
but
dude's
Green
99 with den. Hello?
Yeah, what? Pop. Mr. Dean. Mr. Dean.
Dude, pop the
Come on now.
Wait, what if the guy raps main? And
he's
main pops it. For real.
That's what I'm saying. This is what he could do this. We've got a last on Narnia window. We have life. We don't even need a last in the window. We're able to run bound. We have the edge map to work around. We don't again. We're gonna make it all the way to 8. Bravo has to leave it. He has to go back main. He doesn't have the bounds to traverse, so is Enlightened there. Please, spectator, do not cuck me. Give me the information. He's dropped off. He doesn't pop.
How much is the gen? For real.
About to find out. We're about to find out. I'm gonna be so upset if it's actually full 99.
There's no way. That would be.
No, it's not. It's not. It's very close though.
Or does not kick the gen.
Am I crazy? He does not kick the gen. Mr. Dean is also on the gallows. Where fair enough. You know.
Wait, what?
We've decided to not stand on top of the gallows to not get the bounded, but we have been once again slapped, getting slapped up, and that's unfortunate for the Dean. I think that might have just secured us the 4K1, unless Enlightened is somehow already there picking him up. Don't know just yet. Mr. Spectator Man, please give us a look.
Wait!
Guys, I want to remind you, if Green Dean is to bleed out, they will win.
That's true.
That is good communications, Mr. Referee Man. I thank you for that.
Wait, what about Hatch? Does Hatch matter? For real.
Does Hatch matter? This is the questions that we need to be asking. Viewers are wanting to know. They're dying to know, Mr. Referee Man. Will the Hatch matter?
Hatch does not matter
if there is a gen left. Now that...
What?
Fair enough. The Hatch will not matter, but a bleed out will. So if Green Dean is to be left on the ground for the next 3 whole minutes, they will take the set. Maybe we see a trauma tech. That would secure the win guaranteed.
Oh, wait, no, it wouldn't. What do you mean? Because he could just kill him. Oh, wait, no, trauma. Oh, I get what you mean.
Then he bleeds out.
Wait, hatch does matter.
Wait, hatch does matter. So the referee is fibbing.
Can we read the rules, ref? Like, what's going on?
Referee, can we please be reading the rules?
Okay, so the killer has to like lock in and find enlightened.
Yeah, we need to find enlightened, and we need to not let Green Dean bleed out. And we
There's a lot of
also
prerequisites to
can't
winning.
hook. We also can't hook Green Dean and have enlightened get hatch.
That's a lot of prerequisites.
He also now needs to find Green Dean again because he's spent so long looking that I'm sure Green Dean could be anywhere. Yeah, look, he's all the way edge 10. Bravo's just checked 11. Now he's crawling 11. There is so many things that could mean that we win this game. I can't believe this is how we're going to win this game. We will be potentially 2-2 with Nurse for it to be all to play for. We actually have made it to the 5th set, potentially, with the game still
Might
up
be the
for
most
grabs.
balanced pugs like of all time.
We did a good job. W balancing team, aka me and Lemon. W me and Lemon, guys. We did a good job. I'm taking all the credit for this one. No one else was involved in this decision. Don't believe what anyone else tells you.
Pretty sure like we low-key made the league. Like who is Grim? Who is Dag? I don't even know those guys for real.
Can we rename it the Chief League? I like
The
that name.
Wait, what about?
Wait, no, this is true. That does mean that we made the point system. We didn't do that one.
Green
That
Dean
was-
can take the big credit.
Green Dean can take the big credit.
Wait,
We're
can we
leaving
call
that
it
one
something really original? Like I'm thinking, like Oceanic Fog League, the OFL. Like what
in.
are we
The
thinking?
OFL. Wait, the Oceanic Fog League. Speaking of things that are...
Wait, he found Enlightened. Where
Oh, he
Enlightened
went
wins a
50.
clutch 50. Wait, Green
I mean,
Dean can
he's-
still bleed out, by the way. Like
Yeah,
for
Green
real.
Dean could still bleed out. And Enlighten basically needs to last long enough that the bleed out comes through no matter what. Which, I mean, look, he's got a pretty strong window check spot to hold to be able to do that. We're gonna actually ignore
Like,
the
hold,
window
send
entirely.
it.
We're gonna make it the main. Wait, Bravo, no, Bravo, you can't be doing this, son. Do not give us access to main. There's no egg as well. He has to send the bound. He gets robbed. We're gonna head all the way back to top 1. We're gonna take the vault. We're looking behind us. We know what the killer is doing this time. He's gonna swing off though. We only have the pallet to play around. Hopefully we can win another 50. We don't win it, but Lighten's on the ground. Green Dean, his bleed out timer is like 20 seconds. We can't.
We get eyes on Green Dean or bro.
Do we find the Dean? He is a rock. He is rock and grass, and the stream is frozen, so I don't actually know if he is bleeding out. But wait, no, it's not. He's just perfectly zen. There is the grass is not move. I have never noticed that the grass just doesn't move. I thought it like blew in the wind.
He died!
They win. Blue team have won. We're going
It's
to nurse,
2-2.
and it actually matters.
Wow, that's incredible stuff. Do you think our killer player knows that?
Nope.
For real? Like, there's no
Nope.
way.
I reckon they have no clue. So we will probably have to cut to an intermission after this and inform them.
That's so
But we-
sad. I feel bad.
That is, yeah. Well,
Should have played better, bro. Unlucky.
Consolidation for Bravo. He's able to get the Mori. He will get this to round out his 4K1. It was not enough to take the win. Pretty sure.
No,
do
beautiful
the
play.
math.
Like,
Beautiful,
good
well
gameplay.
played. Very, very good gameplay from us survivors and our killer. Honestly, our killer I think had a much stronger start than Green Dean did, but was unable to capitalize on that endgame. Our survivors really did enough to bring that back. It was beautiful, beautifully played. But as we decipher the logistics of those plays, we will cut to an intermission, tell you exactly what's going on as we head into Nurse. So please stay with us. We will get the lobby set up and explain what just happened to our teams and ourselves. We will be back very shortly. Hello, everybody, and we are back for our final set of the night. Finally, we have managed to fix our issues. Hopefully, the final issues we will have for the night. So, we will be seeing the Nurse, and it is the big man Gibby on it. Got a pretty standard build, Pop Eruption, Wretched Fate, your standard add-ons as well, and once again, it's going to be up to how he decides to play this map. He's spawned top side, our survivors are bottom. Definitely not what you want to see on the side of survivors, but perfect for your killer. And look at this, we've spotted 2 survivors out. That is Merit all the way 9, and we saw, I believe, Mazel as well. Very good start if we are looking around. And also, once again, having these gens that we want to not be chasing around on the side of the survivors is so, so good for our killer.
Absolutely, Chief. Now, you got me thinking for real. What if instead of dying like in a bad position in the shit gens, what if you kind of just die like a freaky person? What if you like work like 1 or 3 and just die edge 11? Like, is that the counterplay to having shit gens bottom? What do we think?
Look, I think it's reasonable, but I also think it's quite risky because if you take a bad hook, especially like with the potential for Nurse to just drag, you're not really going to be able to work those gens any longer, and all that gen progress you spend like building up for your first chase kind of goes to waste. But I mean, that's all for naught if your first chase is going to last, and Milan is proving that he can do exactly that. Gibbsy's blinks haven't been able to do just enough to get these downs. That prediction blink is another missed swing. Milan's going to be able to last. This is beautiful gameplay so far. I mean, look at Green Dean's gen. We already see.
Hello.
Hello, Mazel. That's a medkit in hand. That might be Deli. Not the stealth you want to be seeing, especially if we are to get 2 taps. But we're going to just be unable to avoid that swing. We did. I don't know if I said we were going to. If we weren't going to, we didn't. He's on the ground, and that's Deli, our first hook of the trial. All things considered, it was looking like a phenomenal start for our survivors, but I dare say everything just kind of turned on its head.
I have to be honest, that fully just flipped it, because now we have an injured survivor. Only Green Dean and Monk can pull. Monk obviously working agent. So Green Dean has to rotate. And we found Milan Ed. Okay, so the best start I've ever seen has now turned to the big stinky. Oh, and Monk has Retcher on his gen. So he's gonna take like 10 years to pop.
Yeah, and Gibbsy doesn't even really need to play ulti
Yo, what is
anytime Green Dean. Ada's shaking it, but like Green Dean's been found and we are gonna be dead on the hook. Green Dean is dead on the hook.
You actually can't be serious. What is going on?
Monk has FTP'd Milan off the ground. So now we know where both survivors are. We see one on the edge of Shack just there. We're gonna go find the other one as well.
I think someone just has to last. Like, I think that's what you can do.
Yeah, you don't need someone to last and chase, which it's the big bad nurse. I don't think we're doing that. Milan's out in the open. This is potentially, yeah, just another down on the ground. I'm not too sure where Monk is at this time. Probably getting that on hook, although we're not getting it right away, which is horrifying. No, he's edge 3.
Wait, plot twist.
He does have plot twist. These are the builds with the big plot twist. Now the problems are, I don't think he's gonna get the plot twist.
And he didn't even pop the gem. Dude didn't even pop the gem.
So Gibbsy has gotten 2 4K4s on the day.
This guy's pretty good at the game, I think.
This guy might be good at the game. You know, I kind of think this guy's good at the game. Maybe I should ask him for tips. I think I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
He's kind of doing the stuff that I kind of want to be doing. Either way, once Monk is on the ground, we're trying to clip him. But once he's on the ground, that's gonna be the 4K4 secured. We have a lot of bleed outs that if they're not found, that could matter. We'll have to see. Points, guys.
Wait, if he 4-man slugs, like, it's actually a terrible result, no?
Yeah.
Like, he kills no one.
He kills nobody, and that's not good.
Wait, new method found. For real.
New method found. Just bleed out fresh, and it's like a 4K2.
I think it's what? Because it's 4 points for the fresh hook. It's actually really bad.
It's really bad. Yeah, don't be toxic, guys. Make sure you 8 hook. You need a wholesome chungus. That's my advice. Anyways, we're gonna be able to get 3rd hook of the trial on tomorrow. We still gotta find Green Dean. A fresh bleed out would be very unfortunate, although we roughly know where Green Dean is down, so we're gonna be able to head over there and start our chase for him. We have about 2 minutes on his bleed out timer to look around, and it's all up to Gibbsy now to be able to find him. Another 4K4. I'm honestly lost for words. That game really flipped on its head in a matter of seconds. It was looking so well. Gibbsy, unfortunately, right now is looking in the wrong direction, though. So maybe Green Dean might be able to do it yet again. He is the man who did it previously, bled out once before. If he does it again, lovely stuff. But
I was going to tell you something interesting. If this guy bleeds out, it's the equivalent to bringing a 4K4 to a 4K2. I just want you to know that.
What?
I'm serious. It's 4 points for fresh, 2 for second, and 1 for death. He loses all of it, which is the equivalent of 2 gens. 2 gens. Our generator is 3 points. So 1 fresh bleed out is worth 2 gens. Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting. Unfortunately, we're not going to get it. So this is just a 4K4. Unfortunate for our survivors.
No, very unfortunate. Really well played by Gibbsy. A couple of things just didn't go right that game. Unfortunately, Mazel got found stealthing. And who got caught rotating?
Yeah.
Was it Green Dean? Yeah, Green Dean got caught rotating.
Taking the notes on the stealths. But you are right. That is unfortunately 2 very big game-changing, impactful moments that sort of just happened back-to-back in quick succession, and it's how we ended up at the 4K4. A very Very quick killer game once again from Gibbsy. Another very high result. I
Okay.
don't know who's going to be playing Nurse for our other team. Maybe Monk. I think it might just be. And if he is able to put in a show like he did on Oni, he might just be able to do it. We will just have to see, I guess.
It is a big green deed on killer. Our
It's the big
spec
green deal.
really wanted us to know that. Like, he really wanted us to know that it was
Green
green deed
Dean
killer.
Nurse. We will have to. We've been informed that he really wanted us to know it, and he's excited. I'm
I
guessing.
respect that.
Yes, sir. With a
Does
bunch of
green deed
S's and R's.
ref does green deed 4K5?
He ain't getting a 4K4. Our
What
other
ref said
ref
always.
has said always, because he's getting a 4K5.
Wait, that was tough.
That was tough. That's kind of cold.
Look, all I'm gonna say is actually wait, I can't say that. Never
Yo,
mind.
my friends don't gas me up like this. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, for real. Like Dake would never
Yeah,
say
for
this
real.
about me. Bro would be like, bro, that kid's getting outed for real.
Yeah, for real.
For real.
Bro wants to see our doubt. True,
For true. No, but like Chief 4K5's nurse. I don't know what this guy's saying
bro.
for that.
I mean, true. I am the next up. Like, it's confirmed.
That is true.
That is true. See, look, even Dag just confirmed it. Like, guys, I'm saying this on this stream right now, and for all of you in chat, you're gonna hear it. I'm the next Nightlight.
Yeah, this
Anyways,
man nurse.
on that note, we will be going to intermission before I continue to embarrass myself. Will Green Dean 4K5? We'll find out after the break. Please stay with us, and we will be back very shortly. And we are loading in to our final set of the night. I would be able to say it's all to play for still, but I feel like a 4K5 might just be out of reach. But I have been informed by our referee that the Green Dean does have a build that could 4K5. We're about to see it for the very first time. Wow, he's got Devour, Penti Ruin on Nurse. Now, he has Tooth as well. He has Tooth and an add-on that I don't know what that blue add-on does. Lemon, I hope you can somehow tell me.
It
I don't know what
does.
it does.
It reduces your recharge by 8%, or is it 7? It's like a really shit number. It's completely harmless.
It's completely harmless. Well, that's not what you want to be hearing. Green Dean isn't able to get this hit onto Gibbsy, although Gibbsy was mighty surprised by that blink, so gonna stand still for a second, take in the ore of that, and path around this tile, trying to avoid this tag for as long as possible. Green Dean trying to catch him out, gonna blink right on through, unfortunately losing eyes for it, although Gibbsy will get tagged nonetheless. Now, I'm very curious, Lemon. You know, I've talked about the strengths of running that pathing of time, and a moment in glory for Gibbsy. Unfortunately, he's on the ground. That is a pretty quick down, but more expected of what you do see from Nurse.
Oh.
This is a quick down. It is hooked in a good spot, although there isn't really much of a thing as a good spot when you need a 4K5. His problem will now be protecting these totems as much as it is protecting these gens and getting quick downs to boot. We really need to find this gen that Xylek is on. It's definitely our most progressed gen, and unfortunately there's not much we can do once we get there. We just need to make sure he can't get back on it, and you know, I don't think we're going to be able to head over there very, very quickly. We see that two gens are being split. Our Delhi player, I believe, Bravo, is already set up. Although Zai's gen will be found, it's going to start regressing with Ruin. We might not be able to get this hit. We do not. Xylek takes his distance. And that's our first stack of Devour. Gibbsy has been unhooked, and we don't even care about going back for obvious reasons. You know, that will be lovely stuff. But now, we're on a totem. It is Ruin. Fortunate for us, Devour is still up. I guess that's probably what we want to keep up if we want to be getting 4K5s. Question for you, Lemon, because I don't actually know how this works.
Yo.
Can you Devour off blinks?
No. I was actually about to say that. I have no fucking idea why we're running Devour. But
Yep.
maybe because Penti, like maybe it's just to have a totem.
Yes, but Wretched. Yes, but other totems that do things on the
Wretched
nurse.
could be comboed with Penti or maybe.
As
big,
as the people who did the balancing, being me and you, I don't think it is. I think we allowed it. Pretty sure we did.
Yay! I mean,
Which is
glad
good.
to hear, but like also
decision.
like
but
the big one.
yeah,
I'm also confused about something else as well. Like the tooth add-on. It's Nurse's Calling, right? The tooth add-on. It's Nurse's Calling. How are we not running the Mangled add-on with Nurse's Calling? I'm actually so confused.
that is a good question. Also, Yeah, no, you raise a very good point. I didn't even consider that. Why are we not running the Mangled out? The most standard add-on for this killer in
I think
comp.
it's like one of the only good add-ons too.
It
Except
is.
for like the
It's a
cold
pretty good
purple
add-on.
ones that are like free.
Yeah, the freaky ones that let you do the funnies.
Yeah, but they're fun.
Yeah, they are pretty fun. But no, I agree. I'm a bit surprised by the build in its entirety. I think Green Dean might have had a few oversights with the killer when he decided to make this build, and unfortunately, having some oversights with his blink as well, he is unable to connect either of those blinks onto Gibbsy. He's just holding max distance. He will be able to life off of Shack window as well. That's him disappearing all the way to edge 3, and Devourer is also gone in the background. I think, not too sure, it might have been Penty. It was Penty. Guys, it was Penty. I've been told. Speaking of unfortunate situations, though, Bravo taking his first tag of the game. That Gen will pop. The 4K5 is not going to be able to come through. This will only be a 4K4, but 2 tags onto 2 other survivors is good for us. Another down onto Xylic. We can take this hook potentially and get our 3rd stack of Devour. We might be able to somehow catch our survivors off guard with that if we do, but like we said...
Hear me out, hear me out. Devour, camp the hook. That way you don't have to blink. Like, what do we think?
True. Unfortunately, you kind of do just split the gens and win.
The big true, but like, I'm trying to make it work. I don't understand. I need to ask him. When the game's done, I'm asking, like, what was the vibe?
Yeah, I think that might be the play, because, yeah, I'm the big confused. Speaking about...
Also, this guy's like full destroying them, hello? Like, Green Dean's
Yeah,
locked in.
and look, value from...
Wait, value?
Value, huge. Xylic's up on the... Oh, and he has SP, so he's like actually full chilling as well. Probs for the Mori at Lemon, I've been informed, is probably for the Mori. Yeah, but it's still not... Yeah, I don't... Yeah, it's a bit harmless. I must agree. I do not think bringing Devour on the nurse is a good decision.
Oh, that's unlucky.
And unlucky, yeah, the gen at 10 is about to pop, so that will be potentially the win. Although, we might... No, we're going to kick this gen.
Unlucky. The dry
That
kick
was-
made it not worth it. I mean, it was close.
Yep.
It was good. Good game by. He nearly convinced me for a second. He had the 2 slugs and hit the guy picking. He low-key convinced me you could clutch up. Unfortunately, wins it.
Well, that was ambitious, but look, it's not paid off. Gibbsy is going to have another chase. He's used his life off this window. Green Dean's standing right on at it to be able to just stare him down, but to no avail. We've not been able to keep our eyes on him. He's made it all the way back to this tile at 8 that he locked on for a little bit earlier in the trial. This blink has sent us so far away. He's managed to make it all the way back to edge map 9 now off of those, so problematic here. This is not what you need. You kind of need Gibbsy to be on the ground to, you know, apply some pressure. Right now, with Gibbsy being able to last, Zai and Bravo don't need to do much. Speaking of not doing much, Green Dean didn't do much there. He kind of didn't react to Gibbsy running right on into him. He could have just swung and hit him, but we've not done that. White Dragon's off the hook. Finally, Green Dean now, might be playing him on. Yeah, he's got Devour, but he also needs to find Gibbsy again. As you can see, he's evaded him all the way back to a 7. Green Dean has slung, that's an extra bit of fatigue, and considering I think we're going to have to walk him down for Devour, I mean, things could be a bit interesting. Look, it's gonna...
A little bit.
Oh, wait, look, he's edge map. This is how you walk him down. Look, we're going to walk him down. Green Dean has lost the movement on the rock, giving Gibbsy extra distance, and we're still walking him down. We're going to blink on him. We're going to blink on him. We're not going to get the hit.
Wait, dude's like full chilling. Dude
is full chilling. Look, we're playing a pallet. We're not playing a pallet. There's a tree. We're not blinking. Devour.
Yay!
Nodders. We've done it. We got perk value, guys. It only took an extra minute of chase. And look, Zai's right here. I'm sure...
W Xylic.
It's W Xylic. I'm not too sure why we've decided to run to the hook, especially when we've just seen Devour. It's not like you can trade, buddy.
Because they won. What do you mean? WinCon's done.
WinCon is done, but we are still playing for the best result. We're running into each other as well. We did just see, I believe, White Dragon here. We're swinging a miss, buddy.
Wait, it was strategic.
Why did we run that? It was strategic.
Wait.
I don't think that was very strategic.
What?
I think that was the big worst decision ever. Let's not be doing that against the killer who is 3.8 meters per second movement speed and can only do that if you let her not use her power and be very slow. Regardless, we're now just gonna sit here, I think. We're chilling. Wait, and he's deli. Oh, we're not here. We're actually not chilling. He got blast lined on the gen. W perk, I wonder who decided to put that on the build. That guy must be really handsome and intelligent. Anyways,
at LV Duck for that one.
No, this is me.
Nah.
These are my builds.
Oh.
Let me take the credit. Thank you. Anyways,
wait,
we're gonna blink
the
onto
Valor
Bravo.
could
Eh,
be fifth
Yeah,
hook.
could be fifth hook. Look, we found the totem though. Gibsy
Oh.
is plot twisted on the ground, by the way. I just want to point that out in the background. He's decided to plot twist. Green Dean has auto aim to a rock, was unable to connect these blinks onto Bravo. This is the only time we're really able to blink and still get perk value because you don't need to. Oh, beautiful time double back potentially, but not enough. Bravo is going to be on the ground. This is our hook. We're splitting gens. We're
Holy
cleansing
shit.
Devour.
That's so
07
locked in.
gamer.
Like, did you see that? Like, that was.
Yeah.
They were
But look,
focused.
that's the build. That's the build ruined. We can get Penti.
Whoa! I was just chill. It's not empty. One stack.
We got Penti. We got one stack of Penti, and that's going to be what?
The harmful.
The harmful. It is quite harmful. Look, we see the unhook coming out. That is Xylic finally rotating for Bravo. Bravo's going to run into the killer. We're going to get M1.
Wait.
You know, Bravo, I think that was the worst decision you possibly could have ever made because now you're 2-tap unless Green Dean decides to miss in the open, which is, you know, something I can't blame him for. I do that a lot myself. Also, 4th gen of the trial has popped, so we've decided to leave Bravo. We're going to try and get these tags onto Gibbsy. We do that exactly, although I think, unfortunately, I thought we were going to check those lockers there, thinking head-on was on the builds. That would have been hilarious. Bravo is getting grabbed off this gen, but the beamer save. You know, we can't be doing that in this game right now. Come on, guys, let's lock in. We're back on the gen. Still not going to pop. Like, this gen is not close to popping. I can't believe we're back on the gen. Like, come on now. Come on. Show some respect. That
Yeah,
was
for real.
unfortunate bit of auto aim. Xylic decided to aura farm on the pallet. Give him his roses. He's finally done something.
Whoa! Chill.
Oh, short blink pistol.
Oh wait, pissed on. Xylic,
Pissed
what are we
on.
doing?
What are we doing, buddy?
Here.
Timothy.
Wait,
on
fakes the
ground.
break on
Fakes
the big
break.
break.
Cold, and we're on the ground. That's Bravo and Xylic on the ground, and we hit Gibbsy because we felt like it. Unlucky. Son. No, in all due seriousness, Xylic and Bravo are good friends of ours. We only take the piss because we know that they will have a good laugh, like we are. Speaking of having a good laugh, I think Bravo has forgotten that he needs to be focused on the game and is too focused on having those laughs right now because he has decided to run back into the harmful nurse. It's all up to White Dragon now. White Dragon is stealthed on the water tower. Actually, he's playing for a cracker save. That's a bit late, buddy.
What do you mean that was
Bit
on
late.
plan?
that was
That
definitely
guy's
not.
UB.
No, guys,
There we go.
We've decided to pick. Look, and we're trying to hit the guy who got. We've not hit Xylic.
Because Xylic has
Look,
aura. Like,
Xylic has aura. Look, he's deciding to.
Wait,
he's,
they're all
he's
up.
deciding when he wants. How? Yeah, they unbreak. Xylic's decided when he wants to get hit and when he doesn't. That was cold.
what?
We've somehow not held the blinks for long enough. Xylic, I told you, he decides when he wants to die and when he doesn't. Every time he's died in this match has been his decision. Look, he doesn't want to die right now, so he's not going to. I mean, this guy, guys, look, he's not with the team right now, but this is why you should pick him up. Look at how comp he is. He's just lasted 4 sets of nurse blinks. Beautiful death spot as well, away from the gen. It's popped. That's the stage is out the door potentially. We have White Dragon and Bravo still on their feet. White Dragon's I thought he was just standing at a gate doing nothing, but Bravo is the guy on it. That's lovely stuff. We're going to leave Xylic to die, sacrificing himself
Yes!
for the team. 07, my graceful king. We are not out. Bravo has avoided the blinks. He now needs to pull something out of his ass to not die. Unfortunately, he's not done that, and White Dragon has decided to leave the gate. So, we might still be getting 4K zeroed. In fact, Green Dean, you know what? No, Green Dean is giving them a chance. He's picking Bravo. He wants his death. Fair enough.
You can tell how long today's been like. We're not even casting. I'm just talking.
We're just talking.
Wait, what?
Xylic hates the BT.
Oh god?
hits,
Like what was
oh,
BT? I'm like here bum. How did I not figure that
guys.
out? Wait!
Oh, the dead hard.
Huh?
Wait, comp,
Dead
and
hard
wait,
incoming.
and Bravo's off?
Bruh.
Oh,
What?
unlucky. Gate's open. Xylic's not out. Unlucky.
Teabag him! Teabag!
Teabag him.
No! Where's the teabag?
That's unfortunate.
Gonna have to go to the big GG. Wait. The red team won?
Gibbsy's
Wait,
team
no.
won. Who?
Wait, yes, red team won. Red team won.
Red
Yes,
team.
let's go red team!
Let's go, red team.
Yes!
We love
Beautiful
red team.
3-2, absolutely beautifully played. Was no confusion whatsoever. We all know what was going on. And
Yes.
a nice Mori to round it out. Well played.
Yeah, beautiful stuff. And with that, the 3-2 result on our set and our final set of the night has come to a close. It was a beautiful showing, Lemon. It really, really was. I'm glad that we were here for it, and I hope everyone in chat is just as glad they were as well. Although it might have been a bit less serious towards the end. We hope you still had fun with us. But speaking of things that are a bit more serious, we have something to ask of you. We would love it if you guys could provide us feedback on our event so we can continue to improve the Black Veil as we move into our first season, our debut season, Awakening, happening sometime in May. It will be announced in a bit, but hold out your ears and keep your eyes open for that. It will be posted in the announcements channel in the Discord very, very shortly. That is the feedback survey. So if you aren't in the Discord, exclamation mark Discord in the chat right now. Hop in. It's also across a few other places. So wherever you found the stream, you may be able to find the Discord as well. Make sure you're in there. Come give us the feedback. Make sure you're expressing your interest and telling us what we can do better. So that way, season one of the Black Veil is everything you hope it is, and you guys can enjoy the season as much as you hopefully enjoyed tonight. But Lemon, that's all I really have to say about the games. Do you have any closing thoughts?
Please don't ask for the casting to be improved. It's not going to happen. But no, I hope you guys enjoyed. It was really fun. It was nice being here with you all for the last what, like 3 hours.
Three and a
Good,
half hours.
good content. It was good content.
Good content.
Um, yeah. Good night, everyone. We'll see you sometime in May. Root for Scarlet to win.